Welcome to A Woman's Brew, where women talk about beer. Today, we're celebrating 5 years of beers and cheers. I'm Joanne, and this is Tori.
Hello, hello.
And we're two beer-loving women on a mission to get more people drinking and talking about great beer. Come join us. Well, we've been doing this for 5 years.
I know. I feel like every birthday we're like, we've been doing it for X amount of years. That's shocking. But like, really, genuinely, sometimes it does literally blow my mind that I'm like, we've been doing this for 5 years.
I know.
I
went back through. So we've got our matching. Yeah, we're twinning. We are twinning with our.
I was hoping that you might wear yours, but I wasn't.
I was hoping you'd wear yours. We did not plan this, listeners.
We didn't. We just hoped.
Yeah. I went back through like all the episodes today to gather stats and things, and I was like, oh yeah, we did that. Oh,
fantastic.
Yeah,
it should make some of my quiz questions really easy for you to answer then, because you've gone through it all.
I mean, I only looked at the titles and was counting up some things so that I can give you some stats.
That will give you an added edge, because might be some of my questions. So
there we go. So we kind of picked some thematic beers that represent the 5 years of A Woman's Brew podcast. So yeah, I mean, we'll talk about those in a moment, but you know, we always say, right, it's been 5 years. We were like, yeah, it's our 5th birthday, we're going to do something really exciting. We haven't. Just, you know, to be us, we haven't done that. We've just organised some bits and pieces. I think when we decided to start the podcast and when we were going to launch it, it felt like launching it on International Podcast Day, which is our birthday, the 30th of September. That felt like a really clever thing to do at the time. And now the way that life has worked out for us 5 years down the road, October is a horrible, horrible time for our birthday, because we're always just both so busy at that time of year that we just can't do anything exciting.
September's the worst time for you. Yeah. October's the worst time for me. Yeah. And then it just, because, yeah, it's just.
And then it feels like it's too late.
We can't really, and then like, it's a lead up from summer, so it's a little bit like there's beer festival season. Obviously, even like your job aside, even if it kind of wasn't your job in the mix, there's so much happening in the like lead up months. And then like September, October happens and it's busy for us for different reasons. And then it's like, before you know it, it's then like too far gone.
Yeah.
But if we did it too early, it would be like, what's the point? So yeah.
Maybe one year we'll do something spectacular and we'll do it early or we'll do it late and we'll be like, whatever, we're going to do it at this time.
I love that you're saying that, because every year we say that.
Like, every year we say this.
We'll do something great next time. I still would love to do like a birthday, like I would love to do like a collab beer with somebody where it's like like a chocolate cake, or like a funfetti cake.
There are people that want to brew with us. We just never have time to do it.
Yeah, I would love to be able to do like a cake smash themed cake. It would be fun. Like a cake beer.
Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic. Like a white, stout, confetti cake called Cake Smash. And then we could do a photo shoot of Cake Smash.
There you go. Anyone wants to sign up for that? For, you know, we can't do it in September. We've established just September is not the one. So
bank holiday weekend August.
Usually also
the
not
one
the
time
one
we're normally free.
You are. I'm usually not free. I actually am this bank holiday and I'm not. So, but for the first time ever.
We need to just plan ahead. But we always say that, but everything gets so busy that we do plan ahead. We start off doing really well planning ahead. And then it's like periodic waves of doing really well planning wise, and then it all just goes out the window. So I think we did have really good plans for our birthday. Like we were talking about, like we started talking earlier. We're like, oh, this will be really good.
We did,
and then it was like, we don't have time for that.
No. So anyway, we're going to bring you this episode instead, where we drink some beers that we've picked because they remind us of the last 5 years of the podcast. We've got some I think we've only got one beer that's the same. I mean, we'll find out. We might have twinsied on some beers as well. We'll find out.
I think we've probably twinsied on at least one. That's one of them's planned. One of them is planned.
One is planned,
and the rest was sort of. One was planned. The one we're going to finish with was our planned one, and then the first two were like we knew theme wise what we were going for, and then the second two were like dealer's choice.
Yeah,
pick something that represents the podcast and why.
Originally, we were going to only do 4 beers, and then we were like, "It's our 5th birthday. Let's do 5."
I think I messaged you going, my OCD like really wants to do 5 because it's 5 years, not 4.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Well, my 4th beer is 2, so I technically have 5." And then I was like, "I guess I have 5 now."
Yes, we have 5. So we have 5 now. So we got 5 beers for our 5th birthday episode. And
we can't sustain this, you know.
This will never happen again. So
I think we could sustain maybe 6.
Well, I think that'd be pushing it. We'd have to do that on an after. I think that'd have to be a Saturday afternoon record.
Oh, well, Friday night's all right, but it would be like early start.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. Remember that. Remember what we've just said here, and this might come up later. But
okay. So the first beer that we decided. So we decided that we needed a beer that kind of represented the start of the journey. So we needed a beer from Burnt Mill because our first ever episode number 1 of A Woman's Brew is, and I have the exact title written down here, Breweries Who Have Women as Head Brewers. And so we had a Burnt Mill beer in that, but we couldn't get the same one. So we both got something different. Tori, which Burnt Mill beer have you got?
I have got, and I'm giving away one of the answers to my questions, but if you've done your research properly, as it looks like you have, you'll get it anyways. Okay. As in the first episode, I had high hopes, and I've got high hopes again. My hopes are high. So it's come full circle, 5 years, the same beer. I'm never going to know how I felt about it the first time because, let's be honest, I'm not going to listen to back. And also, I think the sound quality was probably shockingly shit, comparative to now. Not that this is like, proper, boothed recording or anything. But I'm not in my conservatory. No. I've got
You've got a
better mic at this time. So
at one point we were discussing whether you needed to hang up duvets.
Yeah, I needed to go into a cupboard.
That was a good idea. Yes, whether you needed to record in a cupboard. We tried lots of different things.
I was not going to record in a cupboard. I didn't even watch I didn't read the Harry Potter books. I'm not about that Harry Potter life.
No, she's not.
So, what do you have?
I have. I picked this up at Trembling Madness the other day. I have Winding Path. So this is a Citra Galaxy and Vic Secret Fog Pale. It smells amazing.
If it were up to me, I'd have Combini.
Yeah, that was such a good beer.
I wish I still had Combini. That was literally, it was amazing. I am drinking this out of my Full Circle International Women's Collaboration Brew Day glass, though, because I feel like there's memories there as well. That's like the first in our first year, I believe it was. Oh no, our second year.
Second year.
But like within the first 365 days that we were recording, we attended their online events. So I thought it would feel really appropriate to have International Women's Day glass to have a Burnt Mill beer out of, and felt very representative of our first 365 days in situ.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Yeah, I did the you went to Trembling Madness. I was like, I don't know where else I can get a Burnt Mill. When we decided we were going to do this, it was I didn't have enough time to put in another beer order, and I also was like, I cannot put in a beer order after everything we've just ordered for one beer. So I went to M&S.
As is always the way. Nowhere has all the beers that we want for a variety of different things. So we'd already put in 2 orders, and then we would see, and then I was going to see if I could pick. No, you did 3 orders. I was then going to go see if I could pick it up and send it to you, and then you were like, "I'm just going to go to M&S."
But then when you were going to go Trembling Madness, but then it was like, but then we'd have to wait longer to record this, and it might not all align.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know M&S has Again, fun
accessible.
fact, I'm fairly certain that's where I got the first one as well, was
really?
M&S. So it's nice to see like longevity with the M&S supermarket. So thank you, Marks and Spencer's.
There we go. Still accessible. And since that first episode, we have brewed with Sophie from Burnt Mill. We are friends with Sophie from Burnt Mill. We even we asked her the question because we had a whole conversation about, are we friends now, with a couple of other people at a beer launch, and we all decided that we're friends. So we're friends with Sophie now.
I feel like I still can't say it because I'm like, nah. She was just being polite. It's fine. But she's always like literally every time. She's so gracious. She's so lovely. She's so great to talk to. I think even when we were at a hand for International Women's Collaboration Brew Day, you were like, we're a friend, and I was like, no, today you're like, yeah, she won't even say it. She won't even say it. And I was like, it's because I'm not cool enough. And she was like, you like ridiculous. Like, what?
Yeah, you're nonsense.
She's just a lovely person in general. So I always look forward to seeing her at events. So
yeah, and Burnt Mill make excellent beer. So if you're new around here, welcome to our 5th birthday. We highly recommend Burnt Mill.
It's a weird place to start with us if you're new around here, but
yes,
I respect it. It's a bold strap, bold move to come in on episode number 5. The 5th birthday. You've
got a lot to catch up on. Please enjoy yourself, because there's some nuggets of real good stuff in there for you.
And I'm not sure this is like the award-winning episode. I don't think this is gonna. I think we've done some stuff that's been like really great, and I'm not sure this. Yeah, the clip show. I don't think this is going to be the one where you're like, wow, they really do know so much.
No, I don't think so.
I'm okay with it, but if you take away one thing from this, it's that you should ask Burnt Mill to make Conveni again.
Yeah, Conveni was good.
So
they also make an excellent American brown when they're making American browns as well.
They make just excellent everything. Like they're all consistently good quality.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't think I've ever had a miss. No. I know that whatever it's like Colonel, like I know whatever I'm getting, like it's gonna be. I don't 100%. Have to worry about it. It's not a risk. I'm like, that'll be great. That'll be executed flawlessly. Let's go.
I'm really enjoying my winding path. It's got it's got that like pillowy body. I like it.
I don't really have much to say because mine is it's a West Coast Pale Ale. It tastes like a West Coast Pale Ale. There's lots of lots of bitterness, but like very well balanced. You can really taste like the malt bill on it. Like it's just nice. Like it's easy drinking. There's not really much more to say other than it's just really well executed really West Coast Pale.
Right, so since we were talking about our first ever episode, do you want some stats about our episodes?
Yeah, go for it, because this might help you with your quiz questions that will follow.
I'll enjoy that. So as of recording right now, we have, and we're recording this in advance, we have put out 243 episodes. Can you guess how many interviews we did? Bearing in mind, when we started, we didn't think we'd ever do an interview. How many interviews do you think we've done?
I think this is infuriating because when I was going through to create questions, I nearly went through and counted all. But because it was so painful,
I did it.
To use to scroll through, and I was getting errors, and then it kept like chucking me back to the beginning. I gave up because I was like, I can't do it. I asked you what episode numbers out. The question was, what episode number are we on at the time of this recording, and what episode is it? So you were like, episode 243. I'm like, yeah. How many interviews I gave up on? So now I'm like, shit. I always feel like it in my brain, the numbers, I want to go like a bigger number, but then it ends up being a smaller number than I think, but still a lot. So I'm like, ooh, maybe it's that I always undercook it and it's over. I don't know, 32.
Oh my goodness, that's very, very small. In 5 years, right? In 5 years, we have done 73 interviews.
Oh shit! How much attention I pay.
Do you know when our first one was?
I know. This is a difficult one because the first one we actually recorded was not the first one that we released. It was either Wild Weather or Three Hills. And I want to say it was maybe November. I can't remember the specific date. I want to say it was November, and that it was, I will say, the first one we physically released, not recorded, was Wild Weather.
So the first interview that we released, so I've gone by release date, was on the 15th of February 2021.
Oh,
so it comes up way sooner than we remember it being.
I thought it was November 2020.
No. So we put the podcast out on our very first episode. Went out on the third. Well, we did a bunch of episodes because I heard advice that you should put like 3 episodes out so that people can binge your first ones.
Wasn't bad.
So we put and that's not about. It wasn't about shout. So we put 3 episodes out on the 30th of September 2020. Our first interview was then put out on the 15th of February 2021, and it was Three Hills. And amazingly, we didn't think we were ever going to do an interview, and then we did 3 all in a go. And now we've done 73.
That's what, but so, okay, spoiler alert as well. My first quiz question is, when did our first episode go live? You said 30th of September, but on Spotify it shows up as the 25th of September.
Oh, does it? Maybe we did release it before then, in time for... I wonder if I put it up early so it was ready, so that then when we said we was released on the 30th of September.
Yeah, so we've got all the first 3 episodes went up at the same time according to Spotify on the 25th of September 2020.
But I think we announced it on the 30th of September because that's international.
Probably.
Day.
Yeah. That was probably when we actually did the launching of the ship.
So there you go. That's when we first started. 5 years ago.
Things were very different and all kinds
Things were very different.
All kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Was there any more? Did you have any more stats?
So how many this is very rough. How many kind of beer types episodes do you think we've done?
Are we including like a series?
Mm-hmm. This includes
every single one, like lager series. We're including that.
Includes the lager series, yes. Which I'll also have a question about in a minute.
Probably a lot.
Do you know what? It was less than I thought it was going to be. Just to help you out.
I feel like every time we do the stats review on birthdays, I'm always in the same where I'm like, we've done loads, and then I always think the interviews are lower and the style guidelines are higher, and then it ends up being like not. Okay, this one's 32.
Oh, you were close. It's 44.
That's not that close. It's not miles away.
No, it's not miles away. It's closer than you were for how many interviews we've done.
Yeah, that's true. That's factually correct.
How many lager episodes do you think we've done? I was surprised by this one.
8.
16. We've done so many lager episodes. I didn't even realise. I'm going back through and I'm like, oh, there's more. Right, so do you want to know which ones we've done? This is
and we still have more as well. Because
we could still do more.
We could still do more.
Yeah. So we started off with Czech Pilsner. Then we did Hells. Then we did all the box in one episode. Then we did Mars and Fest beer, Rice Lager, Radler versus Shandy, Keller beer, West Coast Pils, Mexican Lager, Dortmunder Export, Light Lager, Vienna Lager, German Pils, Italian Pils, and Munich Dunkel. We've done so many lager episodes. I didn't even remember.
Like goldfish memory. I'm like, what? Like we did. When you say it, I'm like, yeah, of course we did all those. Yeah. But like in my brain,
I was like, no, we haven't.
When you say the number 16, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's the same as you. So we also have done cocktail episodes. How many cocktail episodes do you think we did? So this is beers that are inspired by a cocktail. I included the wine ones in this as well.
Okay, that's good to know because I would not have included the wine ones in it. And I know that there's 2 wine episodes.
Yeah.
Because we did white and sparkling and then red and rosé together.
We did, yeah.
I think this one might be 8.
9.
Okay, so not that far off, because there's a lot of cocktail inspired ones we wanted to do.
Yes.
More than 8. But we kind of had to reel it back because we could only find like one particular one that would work as a beer. And then we had to start getting creative in order to use some of them.
Yeah.
And then it just got really messy when you couldn't find enough that worked together in one episode.
There's definitely some that we wanted to do and then we couldn't get enough beers for. So we had ideas for episodes and didn't.
We started buying things and then couldn't finish
and then we ended up having to just drink them.
It's true.
So for the cocktail beer episodes, we've done strawberry daiquiri, pina colada, margarita, mojito, mixed drinks, espresso martini, amaretto sour, white and sparkling wine, red wine and rosé. And then on top of that, we have also done episodes about things that are not necessarily beer. And we've done mead, fine cider, hard seltzer, hot water, beer slushies and frosés.
And like I know that there were ones that we bought beer for like we got the Staggeringly Good, Vault City, Staggeringly Stupid, and it was the Blue Hawaii, and I was like, oh, it'd be so good to do a Blue Hawaiian.
We're gonna do Singapore Sling.
I just had that the other day.
We're
gonna do fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. We were gonna do Negroni at one point, but we couldn't get enough different Negroni ones. Like, because you need more than one beer,
and we didn't have enough time to just be like, let's do something more we ended up filling up episodes with other things quicker than we could find a way to creatively do what we wanted to do with what we had. Yeah. So, unfortunately, maybe we'll resurrect cocktails. We're always open to doing cocktail episodes. It does feel a bit, though, like the fad of cocktail-themed beers has slowed down. I really like cocktail-themed beers. Like that Singapore Sling I had the other day was flipping fantastic. It was a Vault City one. It was... The flavors in it were just so... It wasn't like massively full-bodied or anything like that. You could literally pour it in a glass, give it to someone, and they would think it was a cocktail, I think. And it was just the most stunning flavors altogether. I wish there were more ones like that, because that is... Oh, it just tasted so good.
Maybe they'll come back one day. It'll come back round again and we'll do it again.
Yeah, maybe we need to wait till it's like back to the start of summer again or something. And then we'll revive.
Here's a really fun one that I wanted to do. How many Brave Noise episodes did we do?
Are we talking about ones where it's not just like an interview with a brewery, just anything
anything that was to do with Brave Noise?
Okay. 13?
14.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. I think we did really well with those.
We did really well, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not happy enough with it.
I mean, there could have been more. There was definitely more that we didn't get around to, or we asked people and we couldn't make it work and things like that. But yeah, we and I've got the list of all the people that we interviewed, like for all of our interviews. And we did we've done a nice range of people, from your little breweries to slightly bigger breweries to like really random beers. Do you remember when we did Schwarzmonk?
Yeah. But that was like one of the that's the thing is I went into it just being like I don't really know a lot about this, but it was really cool. Just being like this is where we're located and this is you can go stay there, and I was like, that's fantastic. Yeah, that was. Those are the ones I think that surprised me. Were the ones that you didn't necessarily know about beforehand, but when we actually started talking, it's like, wow, that's actually really, really interesting stuff.
And we've done some really interesting ones that are within the realm of craft beer, but aren't necessarily a brewery. So we did First Sip Brew Box, Hop Sauce, Joey from Beer in the City.
Love Joey.
Beer Feelings. We talked to Beer Rings, about how Keres makes her earrings. I talked to Courtney Eisman about beer and taro. We've done some really interesting things that aren't just beer.
Yeah, it was we had like there was a snack box one, so we had like a snack box one as well. There was. I really enjoyed talking to people that are also like beer adjacent, when it's not just like I produce and sell beer.
Yeah.
It's like how else, like I like the ones where it's like I sell beer in addition to something else, or like find a way to link it in with some like another hobby, or I don't know. Those ones are the ones I arguably find more interesting in some ways, because I think I come away with being like, that origin story of some of them is really particularly interesting. I think maybe it resonates more with me because we are beer adjacent people. So I'm like, I feel like sometimes those conversations, I'm like, oh, and that's really super relatable because of XYZ things. I think the interviews with the people directly in beer, like breweries, like the brewers and the owners and all that, like those are interesting in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Like the one that we had with Johnny from Holy Goat, like that was just like hearing some of that stuff, like, and just talking about the processes and stuff was so cool and interesting. And that's a very different type of learning experience from the type of conversation we might have with like Joey, which was completely cool in its own way. So
just to like toot our horn, toot. I think we've done a really good job of like sharing all the different voices across craft beer. Like, you know, we haven't just talked to brewers, we've talked to, you know, to different roles within breweries. We've spoken to people who are supporting craft beer community in various different ways, and yeah, I think we've done a good job at that, talking to a lot of different people.
I'm not good at tooting my own horn by any means, but what I will say is what I hope we've been able to do is for people, I like to think that we are quite accessible, whether you're taking something away, whether you're a person, maybe not every episode, but maybe not every episode's for you, but I like to think that there's different episodes that are right for different people at different parts of their journey, and like some of them will overlap, and you might have one where it doesn't matter if you're, you know, I tried to make sure that from both of our perspectives we're coming in and we're making things accessible to people that maybe don't know, but also still engaging to someone that does know, and that both people can find it equally fun and informative to whatever degree. And I like to think that hopefully what we've been able to do is show, if you like beer, but like you're like me, for example, and brewing is just not something your brain is geared up to be able to do, that there's other options for, like, there's so many other options for you to be like, yes, I actually really like this, but what are my options if it's not brewing? Or maybe it's a person that's like, thinks they're like me and is like, oh, that's not for me, but actually hearing other people's stories, they're like, maybe that is for me. So yeah, I like to hope that's at least something it's something we've consciously tried to do.
Yeah,
I hope it's worked.
I think so. So I've got the number of our total downloads as of today.
Oh, that's scary. Total downloads across everything, or just across?
Just across audio, I believe. So this was. So I don't know. This might not be 100% accurate, because we have, as we have said previously, we've changed platforms a few times. So then trying to actually like gather all of that data, I have to add it in every time, and like I've got various different spreadsheets with different tabs on where I've added different bits up and added bits in. But this is what I think is about our total downloads in 5 years. What do you reckon?
Out of 243 episodes, I'm bad at math, because I'm trying to think to myself, like, I like to think like some people have downloaded it consistently, even if it's by mistake, because it's like an auto download. So like,
we appreciate you
bearing that in mind, like never listen to it, but it's fine because it's still downloading. I don't know, 1,000.
God, we passed 10,000 like ages ago.
Yeah, I know that as well, but I'm like, in my brain, I'm still like, no, that's not right. There was a mistake.
So as of today, when I added it up, and from the data that I have, 25,410 downloads.
Wait, say that number again?
25,410.
I mean, yeah, that's not a little amount. That's wild. That's lots of people doing it consistently and on auto download. So that's very cool. Thanks guys. Keep it going. Please don't cancel your subscription. You don't have to listen, but let it keep rolling.
And I've got our top 10 downloads of all time. And I've got our top 10 videos on YouTube as well. Right, so our top 10 downloads, bearing in mind that obviously some of these have been around for a long time, so that's why they've got more views than others.
Can I guess at least like one or two that, like, I feel like Tom's got to be on one of those, and maybe the like the hype beers, I feel like, just because maybe people were not happy with certain things.
Neither of those are in either top 10.
Oh, West Fleshering?
No. I was very surprised that wasn't in the top 10s.
Beer flights.
So you got to bear in mind. No, so you got to bear in mind that some of these have just kind of been sitting there accumulating.
Okay. I hope Brave Noise is in it at least.
So I've actually got the top 11 for downloads because our second one is our trailer, and I'm not going to count that.
Oh no, that doesn't count.
But so should I go from 10 upwards? Should we go 10 to 1?
Okay.
Right, so coming in at number 10, when we looked at barley wine.
Okay.
Coming in at number 9, our interview with Charlotte for when she was at Phantom Brew Co.
Yeah, okay.
Coming in at 8, our interview with Yakima Chief Hops. Coming in at 7, when we did stouts. Apparently that one went down really well.
Great.
Coming in at number 6, ice cream pale ales.
Hey!
The episode idea that started it all.
Launched 1,000.
That's number 6
ships or whatever.
Yeah.
1,000 schooners.
At number 5, beer clean glassware and the perfect pour.
But I think that's helped because you also had like a separate beer clean glassware thing on your website, so then like that might have like redirected people.
Possibly, maybe that's
why. So I think that helped.
Number 4, we make a brave noise.
Yay! If that wasn't in the top 10, I'd be sad.
That's our first episode, our first Brave Noise episode, and that isn't number 4. Number 3, our first ever Oktoberfest episode.
Wild. Okay.
And number 2, beer clean glassware. So we've got two glassware ones.
The people like what they like.
They do. And then our most downloaded episode number 1, breweries who have women as head brewers.
Oh, yay!
That's for downloads. That's audio.
Okay.
For video, I couldn't take out the trailer. It wouldn't tell me what number 11 was, so I could take out trailer. But our most watched video is our trailer.
I mean,
which is hilarious.
I'm not knocking it, whatever.
But so here are the other 9. We're going to go from 9 to 2. At number 9, or at number 10, Brave Noise interview with the Park Brewery.
Also.
Number 9, beer spa experience. So that one is
that one is a visual one, isn't it? Yeah.
Number 8, episode 200.
Okay. I think that was probably also a bit visual, to be fair.
Yeah, it probably was. Number 7, our Radler versus Shandy episode of the Lager series. Number 6, our conversation with Beyond Belief Brewing, which was really interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting, to be fair.
Yeah. Coming in at number 5, bucket list beers, Jaipur.
Okay, that's a new one as well. So like that's wild. It's not even I mean, there's recency bias, but like you'd think because the recency, it wouldn't be able to. Okay.
Number 4, Vienna Lager from the Lager series. Number 3, our conversation with my conversation with Pip when she was at Covent Brewsters.
Oh,
when she was doing Covent Brewsters, like the first time I met Pip and I interviewed her at Leeds International Beer Festival. And then we're going to ignore the trailer because that was number 1. But in the number 2 slot,
which is our technical number 1.
Technical or number 1, Most viewed video on YouTube.
Okay.
Bring your mum to work.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's your
my mum will
mum.
appreciate that. She'll either be mortified or she'll appreciate it, or both, I think, to be honest. That was fun because it was nice having her perspective on the whole thing. So I feel like who's next to be on, because I've had Rick, I've had my mum, got to get my siblings on, got to get the rest of the family in on it. So
Gordon goes, oh, I haven't been on. And I was like, do you want to come on? And he says no. So, so I'm like, don't complain about it.
He's invited. It's an open invitation.
Right. He's invited. He doesn't want to.
And now I feel snubbed. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's a power play. Maybe, he's like, you need to ask me very nicely.
He'll just come on and say it all tastes like beer. And wanna, and
just to be controversial.
Shitty lager. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's the stats that I found for us today. I thought that was fun.
Oh, nice. That's fun. I like that. I've, instead of me doing partial split of quiz questions, I reckon let's have the next beer.
Yeah.
Then we can go into some other bits, and then I can ask you quiz questions.
Okay.
All together in one instead.
Let's do it. So our second beer choice, I feel like this type of beer just sums us up as people, as podcasters, as beer lovers. We had to have on this episode a pumpkin spice beer each. Now, what have you got? Oh,
I had the Rogue. I still had my spare Rogue. I was saving it for when the weather started getting crispier, crunchier, and then like the leaves were all crunchy. But then I was like, but then you're going back to the US soon, so just bring me more, please. Thank you. But I am sad. I think I've left it too long, and there's definitely way more sediment in it. So I'm just going to gently.
I have got pumpkin spice Yeti.
Oh.
It's a big boy can as well.
It looks, mine's a big boy can too, to be fair.
Yeah. So this is an imperial stout with coffee and spices.
Mine's just pumpkin patch. It's brewed with roasted pumpkins. So, mine just so good. Looks like a standard one, but with sediment. That's my fault,
mate. This is Danger Juice. It is 9.5%, and it does not taste like 9.5%.
Oh, I'm jealous. I definitely left this too long, so I'm gonna just have. I don't even think it's got the full flavour, because already like the pumpkin beers are more subtle as it is.
Yeah.
And I think this is just, it's not hitting the same punch as it normally does, but it's because I was like, I'm going to save it for the right moment. And then the right moment never came. And now I'm like, and it's a year later.
See, this is the thing, people. You got to drink your beers. Although we can say that, but also we do not practice what we preach.
No.
I've definitely got beers in my fridge that I'm like, I'm still saving that for the right moment, and the right moment may never come.
I think what I find is sometimes these end up, the longer you leave a pumpkin beer, the more that I think the ginger versus the cinnamon comes out. So I think this is just almost like borderline to like gingery and not enough cinnamon. It's there, it's just really subtle. It's not as refreshing as like a nice fresh one. So probably just going to finish my burnt meal instead. But that's on me. That's my fault. It's a token gesture that counts. Pouring out for homies.
It's a really lovely balance. So that like the spices are quite subtle, but there's a really lovely coffee element to it with those spices, and like it's good quality coffee. Like it's like got a bit of a berry note about it. This is the good stuff.
I'm very jealous because yours sounds amazing. I do recommend people get a Rogue, but get a fresh Rogue.
Get the fresh one. So I had it fresh when I was there, when I was at Rogue, and it was great. I picked this one up because I've always wanted to try a Yeti, because that is it is a commercial example of an imperial stout from BJCP. And I still haven't had a proper Yeti, but this was a pumpkin spice Yeti, so I was like,
but you can't say no to it.
Right, I saw that on the shelf. I walked into a bottle shop in Portland, Oregon, and was literally like, yoink, that's mine.
I feel like I would have done the same. I can't believe you didn't get me one, but it's fine. It's all good.
I could only bring you so many back. I think I brought you back. I brought you back the rogue ones instead.
Yeah, it's true. And to be fair, this isn't my first rogue. This one was the one I was keeping.
Yeah,
because we had the other ones, and then I was like, oh yeah, no, that's fair. But that one sounds amazing.
It's good.
Okay, quiz time then.
Okay.
Right. So some of these you've already sort of answered, but
okay.
let's just see. We've already talked about when did the first episode go live?
25th of September, according to Spotify.
Yeah, and the episode name?
Breweries who have women as head brewers.
Correct.
I think our episode names have got better as we go along.
Yeah,
not always.
That's something that you fine tune with time ish.
Yeah.
Can you name the 3 beers that can you name the beers that we drank and like who the breweries were that we featured for all 3?
I know I can't remember the beers. No, I cannot. I can tell you that now. Other than High Hopes from Burnt Mill. So we did Burnt Mill. We did Jaeger at Wildcard.
Mm-hmm.
And we did... Was it Julia at it wasn't not Pastore, it was Partisan. Was it Julia at Partisan?
No, you were close.
Where
though.
Was Julia?
It was Julia at Aura.
Oh, she was at Aura. Not quite as far down. Yes. And that we did, so there was a coffee beer that we had. Or was it a tiramisu beer we had from Aura?
No, not on this one. Not on
I had
this
a
one.
really lovely tiramisu beer from Aura at some point in that time.
We definitely had that as well, but I think that was in our dessert episode.
Oh, was it?
So, yep, you're right. We had Wildcard. So I had Ella IPA and you had just Nipa. So...
Did I?
Yeah. So those are the 2. So like this was at a time, obviously in 2020, where like
when we were trying to get stuff from supermarkets.
You have to get stuff from supermarkets, so we couldn't get the same thing. So we were just like, yeah, that's great. We'll just pick these 3 breweries and go with that. So yeah, that's how I ended up with Ella, and you ended up with the Nipa.
That Ella beer was really good too.
Yeah, it's lovely. From what I remember, anyways. But this is years and years ago, so.
I specifically remember that Ella beer being really good.
I vaguely remember it was like a mint coloured can.
Yeah.
And it like the label was really lovely. I think I got it from Tesco.
Yeah.
I want to
say.
That's
when Wildcard was in Tesco.
Yeah. That's when Wildcard was, sadly. Yeah. Another thing of what happens when you're around for 5 years. People come and go.
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely lost that.
Some of them are shocking, like Wildcard.
Yeah, and when I was looking back through some of the interviews, I was like, oh, they're not around anymore.
I nearly put a question of how many people did we interview that are no longer
that's too
a brewery,
sad.
But then I thought that was really sad.
That's far too sad.
I know, I just couldn't think of a positive way to spin that. And then I just decided to leave it out because it's too sad.
Yeah, no, we just leave that one out.
Very sad.
No.
So then we did
celebration.
We did Aura. You were correct. We did Aura. So I had the Limoncello IPA, and you had one called Giason IPA.
Okay. Oh yes, I do remember that.
And then Burnt Mill, I had High Hopes, and you had After Earth Imperial Stout.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, oh yes, I definitely had that. Yeah, but then also you had a New England IPA as the first one. That's probably because that's all you could find of Wildcard. Question 3. Obviously, that was what episode number are we at the time of recording this? Episode 243, the Union System. Then we've got question 4. When did we release our first in-person episode, and can you name it?
Now, was it either our Women on Tap commissioned episode, The Pub That Didn't Exist, or... Yes, that was the first one because we had to buy the microphone.
So I think you are right. I'll give that to you. It was episode 40 then, which is The Pub That Didn't Exist. And that was the 14th of June, 2021.
It was, because I've got that written down. Because I was like, that was a really fun thing for us because we were just like, really cool. Do you think we could... Like, we saw that they wanted, that Women on Tap wanted submissions for a commission for a creative piece, And
it could be anything.
And
you
it could be anything.
Pitch it.
Yeah. And we decided we'd submit, see what happened. And yeah, so we went on. We suggested that we talk about how being in lockdown and then having those touch points with people still talking about beer, because we were still having Zooms with people. When you couldn't go to the pub, how did that affect you? And then so we talked to all of our people that we'd had online Zoom beery meetups with, and then we went to a pub and chatted to a couple of people about their experiences as well. So we kind of balanced the two things. That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, that was a really good time. We went to the beer mall for that.
We did. We went to Three Hills, and we recorded in the Arch House. Day. That was a real nightmare to edit.
Yep.
Because of the trains going over the top.
But again, I think that's something that's come with time as well, is like we've worked out the best ways to record, the settings that are best to record in, the acoustics, like how to get the timings right, all of that. I mean, it's not always, sometimes it's out of our control, but like...
And like we used to just record over Zoom for 40 minutes. And then do you remember we bought a license because we were going to interview people and we didn't want to cut them off.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the first time we were like, okay, we're buying a Zoom license because we don't want to cut people off if we're having a really good conversation.
Yeah, we were like, we don't want it to be like a complete cut off. Yeah. And we're like, oh, sorry, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we pay for a license. Nowadays, we've definitely changed platforms. We've changed platforms several times. Used for this. We've changed hosting platforms several times, working out the best ones. I have always used Audacity to edit the audio.
I thought you were saying you've always had the Audacity.
No, I've always used that's a program I use for the audio. But I've tried a couple of different video editing things over time, and I've settled on. What's my one called now? I've settled on DaVinci Resolve is the one that I use now, which is great.
I've never even heard of that.
It's great and it's free.
Oh, top tips, anyone?
We love something that's free.
Yeah, we do, because it costs so much money for everything else that we're like, free? Yeah. Free. And I think we stopped paying for Zoom because we were like, there's a free tool that it'll work fine. No, we use something. We're on Riverside now, but we were using something before Riverside, I think. I can't remember what it was. And then they started to be like, we're shutting down now. And we're like, oh.
And our first host was Sounder, who were really great, and I loved Sounder, and they weren't very expensive. They the user experience was really good, and actually they featured us in 2021, I think, on International Women's Day.
Forgot about that.
As one of their podcasts with women, because they knew that we were a podcast about women in beer, and we were doing it. We started it because we wanted to hear women's voices, so they highlighted us in their International Women's Day post, and did a little interview with us. I think that was really cool.
Yeah, that was.
And then they decided that they were just going to be they were
just doing something. So then we couldn't do hosting anymore.
So then we had to go.
But they were really good about helping the transition.
Yeah, they were very good. But it was the transition.
Who we transitioned to. That's been a struggle.
They were fine, but they were expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we tried somebody else. And our problem is, we ended up getting at similar time scales to when our birthday is. We ended up doing it around Thanksgiving, and now we're away when that happens. So now we have to think about that in advance as well.
Oh god, this is all the stuff that they just don't. This is all the
behind the scenes things that they don't tell you about podcasts.
And that's it. I've had several conversations about people have come to me and say oh, when you've done your podcast, how have you done this, that, and the other thing, and I have no issue being this is how we decided to do things and where we came from, where we are now type stuff, and what we learned along the way, and sharing that. So if anyone ever has any questions, just reach out to us, because we're happy to share from our pain.
All of my tips written in it, and it's also got my settings that I use on Audacity for doing the audio. If you want that, let me know. I'm happy to share it, because I've fiddled with things over time, and now I've got the setting that I like. So happy to share those settings with you.
It's we want to encourage other people. If this is what you want to do, don't make the mistakes we've made if we can help
and you can you can very simply do a podcast recording on your phone. Is the simplest way to do it. And we have in fact done that in the past. I mean, as you decide what you want to do and you work out how you like it and how you want to do it, you gradually kind of gather various bits of kit. I mean, I don't even think our setup is particularly, it's still fairly basic and fairly simple the way that we do
transportable
things.
Is pretty basic. Yeah.
And I always say to people, like, and I mean, if you are here for this, listeners, then bless you. But I don't think anybody comes to our podcast for the high quality audio or video. You come to hear me and Tori talk nonsense about beer, and other things that we decide to tangent on. Like, you don't come here for the amazing broadcast quality.
I mean, obviously that's why you come here. Don't lie to yourself and us.
But you can do it, and if you've got questions, we are happy to answer them.
I just want to make sure everyone's doing the things that they're enjoying. Life's too short, so like, if that makes you happy to start a podcast, if you want to sink a whole bunch of money into a podcast, please, we'll help you at least choose how to sink your money into it, I guess. Question number 5: when were our milestone episodes released? So episode 100 and episode 200.
Oh God, I don't know. A long time ago.
Episode 100 was August 8th, 2022. Episode 200 was 8th of July, 2024.
Yeah, that one wasn't that long ago.
No.
I feel like when I start looking at things, because we've gone to 2 episodes a month instead of 4, things are like closer than they were before. Like, there's times I was like, oh, that was ages ago because it was episode 34. But now we're only doing 2 a month. Like, things are slightly closer than they were before.
It doesn't feel like it's slowed down.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it's slowed
at all. It doesn't feel like it. Sometimes you're just like, oh, shit, we don't have enough.
Need an episode. We have plenty of ideas, we've just not enough time.
Yeah, what I mean is, like, we've got all the stuff, but it's like we need an episode. And like, oh, we need to record because that deadline's coming up a lot quicker. Like, we thought rolling it back to once every 2 weeks would be like, it would slow things down a bit. And like, now we're like, we have to batch record.
And this is the thing, right? So when I was like learning about podcasting, when we decided we were going to do this, I looked into a bunch of stuff, did a bunch of research, looked at the best ways to do things, and they're always like, oh yeah, batch record, because then you can like edit it and have it scheduled and blah blah blah. There's only so much batch recording you can do when you're drinking beer,
and you can't record it in like the same day, so you have to be like 1 day per episode,
right? And then there are times where it's like, okay, right, so I can't, if we're recording that evening, I'm not going to go and drink somewhere else during that day, because we're going to have like, it's very rare that we'll only have 1 beer on an episode. Like, it's usually about 2, if not 3.
I'd say 3. So, average.
Yeah, it's averaging out about 3 beers an episode, depending on what we're talking about and what we're doing. So that kind of cuts out. If you want it to be coherent and sensible, then you don't do any drinking beforehand. So that there's only so much batching you want to do.
You want to finish incoherent. You don't want to start incoherent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah, we're not here for that.
Yeah, I think it's the most we've ever done in terms of like the batch recording was we've done, I think, 2 in a day, but because we've done like an alcohol free one.
Yeah,
that's a shorter one, and then we're like, cool, we'll do that first, and then we've got like another episode that's like 1 or 2 things. That's a very focused episode. So like that's the most, and that's very rare that we do that. So yeah, or we purposefully split something up into like part 1, part 2, but we might record it in a day. But that's more for the length. So I think we did a triannuary or a dryannuary where we recorded it all in one go.
Yeah.
But it was split into 2 just because we had a lot of beers there. So yeah. But like, again, that was all alcohol. That was low no stuff. So
yeah,
that was a bit different there as well. Speaking of the pumpkin beers, how many pumpkin themed episodes have we had?
I didn't count these ones.
And this is to qualify. This is where the focus was just on drinking pumpkin bits. So like all
just
the episodes,
pumpkin.
just
so green
pumpkin.
hop versus pumpkin doesn't count because we did a green hop versus pumpkin.
Episodes where all we've drank is pumpkin beers. That's the focus.
5.
3.
Only 3.
So that was a trick because we did do the green hop versus pumpkin, but that was not specifically pumpkin. And then we also did another episode, which was a Halloween themed episode, but that wasn't exclusively pumpkin beers or anything like that. That was like just spooky themed for Halloween. It came out right at the same time as we had done the pumpkin one. So we've only actually, from what I've counted, done 3 pumpkin specific. We've had pumpkin beers a lot of times. Yeah, I think we've had them on other episodes and we talk about them quite a lot, but there was only 3 episodes where it was like specifically about pumpkin releases. We're talking about pumpkin and we're only drinking pumpkin and that is it. So I thought that would be a trick question because you would be like, what?
Yeah. I had a crazy notion at one point today where I was like, maybe I should go through and count up how many beers we've drunk on episodes. And I decided that was, I was like, that'd be fun. No.
That's something that we probably have to do for like end of year, maybe. Like, so like end of year, how many have we done in a year? I don't even know if I could
do it because there are definitely times where we've not really paid attention to how many we're drinking, or we've not, like, we've been doing something, we've been talking to someone and the beer that we're drinking doesn't matter. So we've got a beer and maybe we've had 2, but you might only see what you think it's 1. Like, you'd have to watch back through all of the episodes. That's 243 episodes that are averaging, what was the average we saw the other day? 80 minutes each.
Yeah, and also
81 minutes each average.
As I've highlighted, our notes weren't the best at the beginning, so
right,
in the sense of like it's what we're doing is not actually and like those ones with the conversations we had on Zoom and the being out in public, like we weren't like, this is how many we had.
Right, so trying to work out how many beers we've drunk on episodes in those 5 years, I was like, oh no, that is crazy town. Don't do that.
Yeah. That would be fun though.
Definitely more than 243 though.
Oh yeah. And do we count low, no alcohol? Like this is the thing. Mm-hmm. It becomes tricky.
Any beer. I was like, any beer that we drank on an episode, count it. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that.
I don't want to know at this point.
No. I was like, we don't want to know. 2, that would be very difficult to achieve.
Talking about counting, how many Oktoberfest themed episodes do you think we have done where that's 4. The main topic?
4.
3.
Only 3?
Yeah, so we did episode 3, which was our first Oktoberfest, and that was
time at the bar, time at
the bar, and that was, we did another, it was a secondary history episode, but like the focus was on women, so that was cool. And then episode 108, which was Oktoberfest on a budget, which was going to the supermarket and finding all the cheapest beers. I think when we did our first year, it was too late in the year to do Oktoberfest, and we haven't.
No, 4. Like we did 4. So we did episode 4. That was the first.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
But I think
we've missed.
And then we've missed a couple because we're not at Oktoberfest yet in 2025.
Yes.
And we did Marzen and Fest beer in the lager series.
And we had done German. There was another German one that we did. We did Munich. Yeah, we did the Munich one. Yeah, Munich Dunkel. So like we had done things where we were like, we're going to have this lager series episode and it will come out around that time because that would be a good one to come out around that time. And we did, I want to say that when we did the beer poker, the hot beer poker, that might have been released.
We did that with Box. No, we did it before. We did it with Box.
I can't even remember the episode that we did.
Yeah, we did it with lager series Box.
But yeah,
because you were freaking out because you thought Rick was going to burn down your kitchen.
Oh, I really did not like that. I still don't like that because I'm like, I just don't. A blowtorch, like a proper blowtorch. This is not like a culinary blowtorch. This is a full-on blowtorch. And I was like, please don't burn my kitchen down. And then I'm like, what do you do with the poker once it's really fucking hot? It's like, shit.
Get in the beer.
Yeah. Still red hot after that. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a trick question because we've only done 3 actual Oktoberfest themes. Question 8. When did we start our first quarterly review episode? Like the actual quarterly review episode?
Do you know what? I was going to I'll count those and then I didn't. I think I think it's earlier than we think it is. So I think it was 2021. I think we did a mid-year review in 2021.
Just throw out a year. You don't even have to get the date in the.
I think it was 2021. I think we started earlier than we thought.
No, so
2022,
2023.
Really?
Yeah,
definitely.
27th of March, 2023. It's episode 135 Q1 review, because we had started with a year in review in 2020. And then we went to the mid-year review and end-of-year review in 2021. And then like 2022 was kind of the same, where it was like mid-year, end-of-year. And then we started doing quarterly in 2023. Okay.
When did we did mid-year?
I don't know.
You're not counting that.
Well, no, because I wouldn't say that's a quarterly. That's
quarterly.
It's mid-year. We physically called it mid-year review. We're like the first 6 months. So, yeah, I thought that was a good trick question for you as well. In terms of Brave Noise, so obviously you asked me some questions about Brave Noise. First Brave Noise episode, what was the release date and the number?
I don't know what the release date was, but it was episode 80.
You already highlighted that. It was We Make a Brave Noise, 21st of March 2022. And then the final line of questioning, I've got 2 final questions. Question 10, and then you got a bonus question. When was the first ice cream themed episode? When did it go out? What was the release number and the date?
So it was our 5th episode. So it would have been November 2020, I think.
Are you locking that in?
I don't know the exact date. It's. I think it was November or like the end of October.
Are you locking
November
it in?
2020? Yeah, I'm locking that in.
So no, it was episode 3, Ice Cream Pale Ales, and that was the 25th of September 2020.
Here in front of me, and I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Well, I thought you were gonna. I was like, well, you're just definitely gonna crush that one. But can you name all the brewery and beer names that were in that episode?
No, but we definitely had one of the Buxton ones. And we had at least one top rope one. I think we had a couple of top rope ones.
Final answer?
I think there was. Did we have 4 beers?
5.
5. We did have 5 beers.
Which is why when I said, 5 beers, then the next we'll have to do 6. So I was like, we've already done.
We did do that. We recorded that on a Saturday afternoon, though.
We did.
So we definitely had. I think we had one from Buxton. We had a couple from. I feel like we had a couple from Top Rope because we had Cold Stone, Cream Austin, definitely, and I think we had the raspberry one. There was a green one as well.
There was a green one.
There was a green one. And I can't remember who that was from. Was it a mint choc chip one? Was that from Turning Point or something like that?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, because I can't remember.
Okay, we had 3 top ropes, which was Stone Cold Cream Austin, just the bog standard vanilla. Yeah. We had Stone Cold Cream Austin Raspberry Ripple, and we had Stone Cold Cream Austin Key Lime Pie. That's the green one that you're thinking of. We did not have Buxton.
We did not have a Buxton.
Did not have Buxton.
I think we talked about getting a Buxton.
We had Northern Monk, Patrons Project, Double Cone. And we had Sirens Affogato Ice Cream Pale from the Barista Project.
Goodness! How did I forget that one? Because that was one of your favourite beers ever.
Yeah, favourites to date. Yeah, favourites to date, basically. So
how did I forget that? And then did we spend ages trying to get the Neapolitan one from Morrison's that was Northern Monk's one as well?
Yeah, and I think that's why we ended up with Double Cone.
Yeah,
because it was like that. And actually, we did have it in another. I feel like we did have it in another episode, and I was disappointed because
it wasn't as good.
Wasn't as good.
Yeah,
they my
dad
changed
went
it.
Looking, I had my dad searching Morrison's for it.
You did, yeah, you did. In terms of that was all the questions. Your dad's the MVP.
We have enlisted various different people over the last 5 years to try and find us beers and be like, can you look for this and keep an eye out.
I've had my sister pull in beers in the US. I've got my mum was pulling things. I'm like, if you see this, please get this so that when I'm home next, I can get it.
Yeah,
I've got the orders out now. I'm like, Oktoberfest. If you see a Sam Adams Oktoberfest, get me a 6-pack, please.
We have deployed all the people to get
my
us
sister.
the beers over
I was
here.
on the phone with my sister the other day, and she said, "Do I need to get you everything pumpkin?" And I said, "Don't worry about the coffee syrup. I can get that. It's the beer. Get the Oktoberfest and the pumpkin beers. That's what I need."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the current mission. So yeah, that was all the questions. When we quickly look at all the repeating episodes, like in the sense of the like a formal series that we have, formal series, not including just here's a style, because we're not really talking that. Like lagers, I would say counts as a formal series because that's like every type of lager. We've got Oktoberfest, Christmas beers. We tend to do Christmas beers every year. Quarterly and year in review episodes we do every year. Brave Noise. I mean, I would still go and talk about Brave Noise if I could find any excuse to continue talking about that. We do an International Women's Collaboration Brew Day every year. We started in 2021, but I think that's obviously we were too late in the year in 2020 when we started. But I think that's kind of what inspired our first episode anyways in that regard. So the question jar, that's one that we've done, or news articles. Sometimes they're combined, sometimes they're separate. Beer impersonating cocktails, which you've already said. Pumpkin beers, which we already talked about. Book club, which obviously we've only done that like a handful of times.
Yeah.
But that is one that was planned to be a proper series. And bucket list beers / top rated beers. Before we move on to the next beers, are there anything that you wished that we would have turned into a proper series, or that we should turn into a proper series?
I don't think so. I think we've done all of the things. I did kind of take a little note of some things. I feel maybe we should do some more beer and food pairing.
I had that on my list. I'd like beer and food pairing, like the chocolate and beer. That was fun.
Yeah, because we did chocolate and beer. We did candy and beer. We did the When Brands Collide one, where we paired the beer with the thing that it was emulating. We did Warburton's Crumpets with the toast beer. That one was great.
We did our birthday one where there were cake ones.
Yes, we
had cake with them.
Yes, we did. And we had an afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea, yeah, that was lovely.
We've done savoury beers. Remember, we got the Yorkshire pudding beer.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day. That's still about. I was surprised. Yeah, it's still around. Do you know what we should have done more of? Beer blending.
That's the number one on my list.
Is it?
Yeah, the number one of, is there anything that I wish we had turned into a proper series? My number one was beer blending. I had beer blending, food and beer pairing.
Were they the New Zealand beers?
The New Zealand ones. They were so
fun.
They were so good. And they were like tiny little diddy cans.
And they were wrapped together.
And they were
you had to undo them.
Good separate, but then like even better and more amazing together.
Yeah,
and they were like it was like there was a crumble one, so it was like apple and pear crumble or something. It was so nice. So that's
so fun.
Such a good memory for me. So that was like number one, and then the food and beer pairings, and then I really liked the one that we did, which was like through the beer glass, which was like pick your favorite glass, and we'll talk about the story behind why that's your favorite glass. And then that's fun. I thought that was nice. That would be fun to do again. The dry Jan and triannuary, like I wish we'd do that every year, not because I think that you should limit yourself to low and no only in January, but because I think a lot of people might start in January and be like, I don't know where to go with this.
I think there's quite a lot more really good non-alcoholic beer about now than there was so much those first episodes.
I would argue there's more choice and it's better quality. So maybe we need to revisit that. I know we've done mystery beer challenges like a few times, but I'd like to do that more, where we just kind of go like wrap one up, send it to the other person. I think that would be fun and funny. And then I think it'd be fun to do more like exploring of hops. So getting like single hopped beers, talking about the hops, the tasting profile of the hops. And I think that would be a fun series as well. And like, I want to finish the lager series now, because I feel like now that you've said there's 16, I'm like
16 episodes.
We can do more.
Well, should we round it out to like 20? Do like another 4?
Yeah, like until we get to the point that we physically are like, it's getting so niched out.
It's finding the lagers though was always the problem.
We already got there. We're like, there's I think it was like we had the Zwickel, and it was like, can't pair it with anything else really.
Yeah.
That's the only one we've got. Right.
Also, we did some historical recipes. It'd be good to do some more of those.
Yes. I think historical recipes, or like even, again, I say this as a person that doesn't brew. Like, I wish that I brewed, because I would love to try to make historical, especially after we talked about Filthy Queens, which was one of the best like beer related books that I have read so far. I think the most engaging, the most fun and interesting. But also, like, some of the recipes that were talked about in there, I was like, I would love to see someone recreate this.
Yeah.
So I wish I could do it myself. Right. Should we have the next beer number 3?
This is our mystery bit. This is what we've chosen our own, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Birthday beer number 3. So this one, we were choosing our own for something that we felt epitomised our time on the podcast, or, had a good memory attached to it for the podcast. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
I'm interested to see if we twin.
I don't think we will.
You don't think we will?
I don't think we will.
So mine is One Day from Mirakai and Echo Brewery, because that was a super fun episode when we drank that with Emma and Helena.
I think I know what your second beer is then, that you said has to go together.
I had to, yes.
And the reason why I didn't have this one is because I didn't want to split them up, but I didn't want to have them both. So we nearly twinned, but I was like, I can't in good conscience have this many beers and have both of these. Like, I need to not. So I think if I've got it right, I know what your next one is, and the fact that you couldn't split them up. And I applaud you for so selflessly being like, well, this is the one I'll have.
This felt perfect.
Like, no.
This felt perfect. Like, both of those breweries we're very good friends with now. Like, they were interviews of ours, and we had such a good time drinking a litre of Imperial Stout with Emma and Helena on that episode.
We were like, we're not gonna,
like, it's not canned yet. We're just gonna send you some. Send us a litre of it.
We didn't know that she was sending us a litre.
It just appeared, and we were like, "You've sent us a litre, yeah."
We thought she was sending cans, and she was like, "It wasn't canned yet, and it wasn't gonna get to you in time, so here you go."
And we're like, "Well, we won't drink all of that." And then because we were sat there just chatting away, and it was very easy drinking, all 4 of us just drank a litre of Imperial Stout each. That's a fun episode. Can't remember what the number is, but go and have a look at it.
We were up very late. That was, I think, actually a work night. That was not.
It was, and we did that. We started slightly later than we started slightly earlier than usual, and we were going to have dinner afterwards, and that was a mistake. I think the lesson we learned from that one is always have dinner before you podcast. That was a night that my husband was not happy with me. But it was great. We had a good time. That's what I've got.
Funny. It was fun. It was, I think by the end of it, we were like, I can't believe we drank this whole litre. Yeah. Because it was just going down so smooth. We were like, I can't believe we drank this whole litre.
Mate, it still does.
To the face. To the face. We housed an entire litre of stout each. And just casually, and like...
Just casually.
But like...
Whoops, it's all gone.
But like, I don't even think it was as incoherent as you would assume. Like, it was silly by the end, but like, I don't think it's like...
By the end of it, as the person that edited the episode, by the end of it, we were just incredibly giggly, and it was very difficult to edit.
But what I mean is, like, I don't think that, like, having had all that, I don't think it was like, no one's making sense of it. Like, it was literally just like, a laugh at the... It was like you forgot you were recording.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, we're recording, not just hanging out with my friends having a laugh. And like, that was it. It's like, we just kept making each other laugh and just chatting about all kinds of things. And I would take those nights again with a litre of stout again in a heartbeat.
Story that I didn't tell you, which is great for the podcast here. So we then interviewed Echo again after that episode. And that's when we were talking about their tap room and how... we were convincing Helena that she definitely needed a swing in the tap room.
Yeah.
We've been to the tap room. There's no
There's
swing.
no swing. There's no swing.
You were literally like, Anthony, where is the swing?
I was like, where is the swing?
Right.
I see no swing.
I saw Anthony the other week at a work thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, I found a swing and I need to show it to you. And I was like, you have not. He's like, I can't. He's like, I need to find out where they got it from. He's like, but I saw a swing at an event and I think we need to get one. And
we were trying to work out where in the like when we were there, we're like, there's no swing, and we were trying to work out like where it would go. We were like, so where would it actually fit?
So Anthony's showing me this picture of a swing. Now it was in a Lucy and Yak like marketing activation, and he's like, look, I took a picture of it. He's like, I haven't even shown this to Helena yet. I was like, you better get home and show Helena this swing. So, and when the next time we're at the tap room, I want to see a rebranded Lucy and Yak to Echo Brewery swing in the tap room. And I forgot to tell you that he was just like, look how exciting it is. And he was totally excited about it. And I was like,
because he was like,
we've convinced you.
I guess we like,
right. He was like, absolutely not. Like, no. And now he's like, look, I found this swing. Look how great this swing is.
Oh, I will never forget. Like when we went to Echo, and we were. I'm not naming names because I'm not gonna out other people. But like when we were sat there, and I feel like we were having a conversation that like I can't remember what the conversation even was, but like words just kept like we said something that like you normally just wouldn't say in a public place. Where it wasn't anything like bad.
Yeah,
but it was just like the conversation, like normal, like you were talking about body parts or something like that. We were just like so openly talking about like body parts and like experiences, and we were like, oh, we're in public, we probably shouldn't be talking about like our body parts and so. And like people walking by, we were like, oh yeah, we need to quiet down about our body parts.
A bit more on that.
But that was really funny. I'm funnily enough that you said that. I'm hoping potentially, depending on where this bank holiday weekend takes me, that I was saying I'd quite like to be able to go back and visit Echo this weekend, but I'm not sure. Like it depends on what the rest of the plan is for the weekend, but I'm hoping to be able to get in and pop around there again with Rick, because obviously he didn't come the first time. So
it was a girls' day.
Definitely
get to Peckham and go to Echo's tap room if you can, because it is beautiful.
Yes, the artwork there as well is like just stunning, and it's a really lovely it feels like a really lovely creative atmosphere in the whole estate. And I bet it's absolutely lovely in the summer. Like when we went, it was cold, and I'm like, I want to go when it's really nice out, because I imagine sitting outside there was great, and the food that was available across the way was awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm hoping that happens, but I don't know how it will all play out. My beer's less exciting from my memories perspective in that regard. I've got a Lindemans Tara Noir. So it's an 8% strong fruit beer, and it's got, I want to say, I'm not 100% sure, it's a red berry, but I'm not 100% sure which berry it is, to be honest. Blackcurrant.
Okay.
The way it's drawn, it's quite hot. Like it could be several different things. So I'm like, but yeah, it's got like blackcurrant in it, and it looks beautiful. I've got it in my nice Lindemans glass as well. I picked it just because I thought like the lady on it is a babe, and it just made me. I don't know. It just made me think of us. I don't know why. It just did. I don't know. I think it's like the crystal bowl and like all of that, like the witchy vibes. I feel like the last time we were recording, we were like, the power of 3 will set you free, and that made me chuckle. So yeah, that it made me think of that. And yeah, looking at it now, it's blackcurrant, blueberry, and forest fruits, and it tastes like, literally, it sort of smells a bit like cough syrup or something. Yeah, but it tastes great. Like you know that time like that when you have like cough, it's the cough drops that you have that you're like, oh, I don't want the gross tasting cough drops.
Like the
I want the sugary ones. Yeah. And it's that like nice one. It's almost like fruit juice in taste, like a juice box.
That's what you got. You got to watch them Belgian beers, because
it doesn't taste 8%. Like look at that, the darkness. It like for how dark it is. It's so dark.
Hello,
red
darkness,
highlights.
my old friend.
my best friend. It has that like juice boxy light taste to it. It's lovely. Reminds me of us, and the holiday we were meant to take together abroad.
I was not well at all. Could not go.
We were really hoping, and then did you ever take the trip in the end? Because you had to like postpone.
No.
You couldn't cancel. You could reschedule.
Cancel. I couldn't find
it's
a good
the tour
time.
de gueuses.
Yeah, I couldn't find a good time to reschedule my train, so I just lost it.
Okay, maybe the next time the tour de gueuses is on, I can't remember.
I think is next year.
Next year, I think it is. We'll go again next year.
Yeah.
And this time,
we'll actually go.
We'll go. We'll both go.
Yeah.
It'll be great. We'll go for like 2 days, and like we'll do 2 days instead. Rick and I just did the 1 day because I was like, he's not going to want to do this twice.
Yeah. And you know how to do it now because we were like, oh my God,
do. I know which
work?
buses. It's like, so much easier, so much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. Okay. Do you want to, obviously, when it comes to AI, I want to point out this as well. AI is such like a hot trend at the moment. I've seen other people like putting out AI episodes and doing AI based things or whatever. Like, use AI in moderation, use it for the right reasons. You know, pay artists and all that. I'm not taking away from that, but like people are playing around more with AI in the last probably 6 to 12 months. I would like it to be known that we were ahead of the curve on the trend because our first AI episode came out in April 3rd, 2023. That was episode 136. And that's when we more or less let like a AI write a whole episode for us just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
So
not our favourite episode.
Not our favourite episode, but it was an experiment.
It was
interesting. It was a whole new thing. And now everyone's doing it. So I just want to say we were ahead of the curve on that.
We were.
But I've decided, I've asked AI to do a few things, so that would be fun.
Okay.
I asked AI to give us superlatives for both you know. So I gave it your Instagram, my Instagram, and I said, like, what superlatives would you give us? Which, for anyone that doesn't know what a superlative is, it's like in American high school and they're like voted most likely to succeed and voted most likely to blah 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 in the yearbooks. It's that stereotypical high school experience. So I wanted our stereotypical high school experience. So yours first.
Okay.
So it says, the reasons to applaud. You're a certified Cicerone dedicated to making beer tasting and knowledge accessible to everyone. Your mission is empowering people to confidently describe what's in their glass and fall in love with beer no matter how their taste journey begins. And you've built creative tools like beer tasting journals, party kits, and planners to make the learning both educational and fun. So your superlatives are most likely to teach a pint to talk. That's your first one.
That's hilarious. I'm going to teach a pint to talk.
Yeah, most likely to teach a pint to talk.
Okay.
Expert in every glass is your second one.
I'll take that.
Your third one is dear leader of the beer classroom.
Yeah, okay.
Your fourth one is accessorizer of every tasting table.
Oh.
That I feel like that checks out. The way you decorate your bookshelf. That
I do, yeah.
Checks out.
Yeah.
And your fifth one is confidence giver in every sip. And I would agree with that. I think those superlatives check out.
I love that.
So I like that. Mine is reasons to celebrate. I bring wanderlust and optimism to every episode. Wide-ranging travel-inspired energy that livens up the beer chat. And your content not only dives into beer, but sprinkles in travel, curiosity, and joy, spreading optimism wherever you go. My superlatives are chief beer wanderer, queen of optimism, most likely to turn hops into highways, adventure in every pint, and sunshine in your sip.
I love those.
I thought they were cute. And then do you want to
so
know
cute.
our duo superlatives? Because tag team energy deserves recognition, is what it says.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's
okay,
great. Actually.
okay,
this is
AI.
This is like everything I did for today's episode. Actually, genuinely was really quite. Normally, it's a little bit sassy and whatever. Like this time, it was the right kind of sassy. So our duo ones were dynamic duo of hops and how to, most likely to ferment friendship on the mic.
Oh,
how cute is that?
Like, I feel like these are like our new taglines.
Yeah, I really liked it. Beer World Besties.
We are.
Podcast pair that pours knowledge and joy. And sipping side by side champions. That one doesn't make sense, but it's forgivable because the other ones are so cute.
But it's cute, yeah.
The other ones are cute, so we let that one.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide.
But yeah,
I love it.
I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, those are really cute.
So yeah, then I've got some more stuff that I've planned for our last 2 beers, but before we get there. While we're sipping these ones, I thought there's some general questions I thought I would ask. So yeah, if you were to do a where it started versus where we are now video, what are the things that you'd call out? Like, it can be in terms of like your beer preferences. It could be a personal thing. It could be like a podcast specific thing. But like, where would you say that, like, if you're going to do one of those videos, what would you?
I think I did one for us last year. I think I did like a chunk from our first episode and a chunk from the last episode, and I think we have both cultivated a podcast voice, and I find myself using it at work sometimes as well when they ask me to record things. Like, I get, we've definitely like built our confidence in doing this, and we like, there's a flow that we get into
less
when we're doing it. We're definitely less awkward, and we just kind of do it now. Like, we've cultivated our podcast voice, I think, and you can see, like, if you look at the first ones and you look at what we're doing now, like, you can see it.
I think we've already touched upon some of these things. Like, where we started, I think we were working it out. Like, we knew we wanted to do a thing.
We messed around and found out, peeps.
Yeah, we always said like we would do it, even if no one was listening, just because of it's fun to get together and have a beer and chat and everything. We were surprised that people were listening, so we were like, great, cool. I think some of it's like we've taken what we knew and we've just gotten better at it.
Yeah.
Like, that seems like a cop-out question, like a cop-out answer, but it is like notes. The notes, I feel like they weren't bad before, but they are infinitely better now. Like, our episodes are probably longer than they were, but they're less awkward. Not that they were awkward, but like, it's always awkward hearing yourself talk and working out what you want to say and do. And I think we've just gotten more smooth and seamless at that.
You can see progress. Like, you know, we're not,
I like to think so.
It's not the same as no, you definitely can see progress. Like, from the first few episodes to what we do now, like, there's definitely progress.
I've got some questions that people sent us, so I thought before we move to the next beer, let's go through those questions before I ask any other questions, because I feel like let's get the ones people want answered. So Emma, not Miracle Emma, another Emma, said, "Happy birthday, pod!" Thank you, Emma. That's really sweet. I'll send you a message, and you're going to see that I read this now, and it's going to be like, "How have you not responded?" I will respond. My question, are you going to be featured in any more books or plan to write one yourselves, maybe in the future if your lives quieten?
I mean, I don't think we're going to be featured in any more books.
I can't believe we were featured in one.
We can't believe we're featured in one. Like, we're still riding on the high. By the way, we were in a book. Like,
we were in a book.
We're still riding on that. An award-winning book.
On a high.
We are featured in an award-winning book. We didn't win any awards, but the book did. So that's
all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, we're still pretty impressed that we were in that one. I don't know about another one.
I can't imagine what anyone else would want to talk like.
Who else?
I feel like that's. I'll happily be in another book just because I'm like, wow, that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have enough time to write for my own blog, let alone a whole book.
I think that's my struggle. If you were going to write a book, though, what do you think you'd want to write a book on? That's the side question.
I mean, I don't know. It'd probably be something about like sensory and beer tasting. Probably, I think it'd be educational.
I think I would want to write a book that was like more around like the history of like the pubs and the pub names and like where those names came from, because like
you should maybe do a travel one.
Maybe, yeah, I think that would be a travel one would be cool. maybe about different cultures and their beer drinking scenes. That's maybe, now that you've said that, because I was really inspired of when we talked to Tom the last time, and he was saying about like where pub names came from and stuff like that. I just thought it would be really cool to dive into that more. I'm sure there's already like books on that anyways, but I just thought that would be cool. To the amount of research you have to do to write a book, I just think that would be cool. But probably what's more in my wheelhouse would be like a travel, different beer drinking cultures and what's the norm in the different cultures, and that would be fun.
I mean, I'd like to write a novel. That's got nothing to do with beer. I just would like to write a novel.
I don't know if I want to write a novel because I just feel like it would be really stressful.
I have ideas. I just like the time to sit down and write it. And then when you write, I have scenes in my head, but then you've got to link them all together and it's got to be like a cohesive whole story. That's a lot.
So to answer that question, we don't have anything on the cards. I don't think...
No.
We would love to say like, yeah, we would write books, but I just don't think time would allow for that ever. Like I said, we can't keep up with our blogs, let alone a book. But I mean, if anybody wants to put us in another book, we will do it. That's fun. But I'm happy to ride on this high of the one time being in a book, because that's more than I ever thought I'd be in a book in my life. So like, and a proper book. This is not like my school published something, that a poem I wrote and my mum bought it. Like, it's not one of those. So that's very cool.
It's an actual book. Go buy The Devil's in the Draft Lines, because we're in it.
So
by
cool.
Dr. Christina Wade. It is great.
Award winning.
And we're in it. And it's award winning.
People would say. Ruth said, whoop, happy pod birthday. Thank you, Ruth. Jamie said, odd question, but in light of recent GBBF talks, do you think the scene has become any more welcoming? Oh, it's a really difficult one, because I think
that's a really difficult question.
The snap answer. So maybe if I thought longer on this, it would. We don't have enough time for me to properly ponder it, and I'm not going to give it probably justice to the answer that it deserves. Do I think we've, it's become more welcoming? Yes, but I also think that's because there's more diversity than there maybe was. So like, are there certain festivals or certain environments that still maybe could be more welcoming? Probably.
Yes.
I feel there's more welcoming environments, but that's because I've put myself in those environments that are welcome. There's more options. There's more diversity and there's more options in that regard. It's not to say it's not a tough industry.
Yeah.
But there's more places that feel safe and welcoming.
We were talking about this just before we started recording, and I am struggling to answer the question, because now that I work in the industry, I feel like there's a little bit of a shield that I've got now that I didn't have before, because I work in the industry. So there's a little bit more of a kind of a protection, because people know that I work in beer. That's not always the case for everybody, as I'm aware. But I have found that generally things are better, but I think it's because I work within the industry, and because I'm going to the places that are, like you said, we're putting ourselves in those places that are more welcoming. I mean, I did, but then when there is something that happens, it is more jarring. So like I was at a beer festival recently, went up to the bar, and a older guy next to me decided to try and mansplain the brewery that I picked a beer from, and I'm like, yeah, it's like, he was just like, oh yeah, this brewery, and they've been in that. Well, I was buying a Sam Adams. I mean, the beer that got me into beer probably would turn around and tell you that it's my favourite brewery, even though I don't get it very often anymore. Like, I'm stood there, I was like, I'll have a Sam Adams Boston Lager, please. And this guy was like, oh yeah, they're in Boston, they've been there this long, la la la, trying to tell me all this. And I was like, and did you know this? And I was like, yep, I do. I picked up my glass and walked away. And it was literally like, he turned around, and because I was a woman, he decided to explain the brewery that I'd picked to me, when I'm fully aware, thank you. Because I know about beer, I know about this brewery, I know what I'm picking. Like, you just turn around and assume that I didn't know. That he might have done that to a man as well, but it's more jarring as a woman when you get that because you get it so often.
I think it's challenging because so in my day job, part of our like culture and our behaviors is it's like assume positive intent. So I always go into lots of situations trying to assume positive intent. So like I look at that situation and I'd go, okay, maybe he was just really excited and really enthusiastic and he just wanted to talk to anyone. Like you said, oh, he might have done it. But I think because of the fact that like when you talk to other diverse groups of people, like it doesn't feel like people that identify as male, when you have these conversations, have that same experience as frequently as maybe like those who identify as female do. I think more effort has been made now, whether that's I think sometimes it's not always I think sometimes it's disingenuous and it's a hollow thing so that they can tick a box to go like, look, we are inclusive. But I like to think that when you get there, it's very clear that I think sometimes you can tell up front. Sometimes you get to a place and you go, this was a box ticking exercise to say that they were doing this event or that this is their code of conduct or whatever, because they're not really living those values and code of conduct. But yeah, it is a really challenging one because like I'm not shielded the way you are in that regard.
And I think I definitely am. When I look at it, I think I am more shielded now than I was before. There's a little bit of having a well-known beer adjacent brand on your clothing that people see, and then that kind of goes like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about, this, or I'm with certain people that shows that I probably know a bit more than if I was just a random punter.
But I think to say has it become any more welcoming in the last 5 years? Like I think it has become more welcoming in the last 5 years because I think there are more codes of conduct as mandatory. There are more things. There are more safeguards in place for a lot of these events. There are more. It's not. Are we saying is it more welcoming or is it the most welcoming? Is it the most welcoming? No. Is it more welcoming than it was 5 years ago? Yes.
Yes, it's definitely more welcoming. There's still work to be done. And there are still dickheads everywhere.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. That it is what it is. I think where you're sheltered in that sense of you're going to more events that maybe you wouldn't have chosen to go to.
And I think that as well, I'm the person that chooses what we go to or kind of vets what we're going to. I'm not going to send myself somewhere where I think it's not a good place to be. Like, we're a company that wants to support the industry and we want to make it the best industry that we can. Therefore, we need to be promoting inclusivity, diversity, equity. Like, so but I'm not going to pick an event where it doesn't feel like that's appropriate.
You've got a different your challenge is slightly different to mine though, in that like I am wholly picking as an individual what I go to and what I feel comfortable and safe in, and like you're picking that on like a business scale. So of course you're not picking anything that's like not gonna be decent, but like I can kind of go, I've heard this is not, if I know that like, oh, it's just me going to this event at this weekend and I have any hesitation, like for me I just kind of go, I've heard stuff about that. Like I have literally no interest. Like I think some people will get FOMO. I'm not a person that even in a work capacity, like at work, we talk all the time about FOMO. I am not a person that gets FOMO because in the sense of I'm like, I get FOMO if it's something I really want to go to and I can't go to it. Yeah. If it's something that I'm like, I'm not invested in this, I'm not really interested, I've heard things about this, I'm not going to get FOMO about not being there.
Yeah. And as well, from my point of view, actually, what I didn't clarify, and I'd like to clarify there is, when I'm looking at these events, our main concern is actually not the industry people, it's the consumers. Because we can't control, you can't control the consumers.
That's it.
And they've been drinking beer.
And beer's not an excuse.
You generally hope, and which is not an excuse, but you would generally hope that the industry folks are, they are working as well. They should be thinking about that themselves and the reputations of their breweries and their companies, etc. Which is, I think, why the GBBF stuff was so shocking.
It's more shocking when it's not.
Because it was the trade session, so it was industry folk that were potentially the culprits. Like, you'd hope that a few more of the industry folks are better.
That's the shocking piece, is that it sounds awful, but like, you come armed, ready to protect yourself against other...
About random people.
Random attendees that have no affiliation. Yeah. That's who you watch your back for. And it makes it
worse if it's industry folk.
You don't assume somebody that's very clearly an industry person is gonna, like, you just think, why would you even want to put that reputation out there in general? Like, that's the thing. It is more shocking in those situations. And I'm, to be so dead clear about this, like, to tell somebody maybe they just need to go to another session.
Yeah, no, that's nonsense.
Is absolute bullshit. Like, even whether somebody is industry or not industry, like, there's no reason we should be saying, as an industry person attending an industry event, industry people aren't behaving appropriately, but maybe you just need to go to another event where there's more people that covers up the, like, no, we shouldn't.
No session. Like, you shouldn't be picking a session based on who's going to be there. Like, each session should be safe for everybody.
Yes, and I'm sure that
comfortable for everybody.
I know that I don't know all the logistics about GBBF. Like, I don't go to it myself. Like, it's not been something that's been on my list to go to personally. But I think that's what was shocking, is like hearing that it's okay. It's industry people. It's not.
Yeah.
We're so beaten down and used to non-industry people that when it's an industry person, you're like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah. That just makes it worse. You're just like, come
on. Have we learned nothing in the last, like,
apparently
4 or 5 years? Like, come on. But I do think overall, to not be so negative, like, this is a really long answer, but I think it was a really good conversation. I do think that it's safer. I have got multiple questions from Rick, but most of them are very, very quick ones.
Rick.
Thanks for submitting every question. Like, he wouldn't actually ask me this face to face, so that's great. But he submitted on my Instagram. So, if you could only drink one beer for the rest of your life, what would you pick and why?
Sam Adams Boston Lager. You always ask me this, and I always say the same thing. Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's the beer that got me into beer. It makes me happy. Done.
I'm going Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin. I think I always go with that as well.
We always
every
have
time.
The same answers
every
to
time.
To this question.
What's a beer you would pick to try and convert a non-beer drinker into a beer drinker?
Ooh. I mean, it depends, right? So it depends on what they like. This is the thing. There isn't like a standard beer that you can just be like, here, have this one beer. You've got to find out what type of thing they normally like, what kind of flavors they like, and then steer them towards that. It might be that they like, a fruity cocktail, so then putting them towards something.
Thought City.
But yeah, like something that is fruited, a sour, possibly like an entry level sour. If they are, more of a lager drinker, get them into a craft lager. Like, you've got to meet them where they're at. What do they like? What lines up with that? Like, this is why we did the cocktail episodes and the wine episodes, to find those beers that a person that likes those flavors and likes that drink, this is the beer that could get you into trying everything else.
I wouldn't disagree. I've literally nothing further to add, because that's my feeling. It's like, there's no silver bullet.
No,
there's not like this is the one that everyone. I mean, I like to think it's like, Affogato Barista Project or something, but like, there's no silver bullet that's like everyone will like this. It all depends on what they like. Do they like wine?
There is a beer for everyone.
Slightly
it's
funky.
Not the same beer.
Yeah. Oh God, if you like red wine and you could still get Winey Beast, oh my God, that is like identical. So good. What's a popular beer trend that you secretly wish would disappear?
Ooh.
I don't know. Popular beer trend.
I don't know. I don't like it yucking anybody's yum.
I think hating Sabro is a trend I wish would disappear. Don't know. That maybe hating pumpkin. I feel like
hating pumpkin spice
beers.
Hating pumpkin spice, and because we want more pumpkin spice beers over here, please.
Hating pumpkin spice beers, hating Brew IPAs, and hating Sabro just for the memes. I feel like those are the things that are...
hating on anything really, because
for the memes.
beer is so broad and complex, and there's something for everyone. And if you don't like it, cool, just don't drink it.
Because you're like, why do you even dislike? Like, why do you even dislike it? You don't even know why you dislike it.
Yeah,
you just don't.
You don't like it. Don't drink it. But don't say that.
And just say it's cinnamon. Just say you don't like cinnamon.
Right.
Just say you don't like cinnamon. Fine. For the record, Rick does like pumpkin beer, so it's fine.
It's okay. Not divorced yet.
Not divorced. Earlier today, my colleague came back from annual leave and he was catching up on all our meetings. This is a complete tangent, but it made me chuckle. Catching up on all our meetings, and he was like, I'm just catching up on the meetings, and I've seen, happy anniversary. And I was like, yeah, I get that was earlier this month. Yeah, sure. And I was like, yeah, it's wild. I don't know how I've been married 12 years because I'm so young. Like, how could I have been married for 12 years? That's wild. So yeah, that was a fun fact. And then his last one, which is, I actually think this is really interesting, this one. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done to get a rare beer?
To get a rare beer?
Yeah. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done?
I don't think I've ever done anything ridiculous to get a rare beer.
I feel like I can't think of... I've paid a lot of money.
Yeah, I've paid money for beers. I would continue to do so.
What's the most you've ever paid for a beer?
I have... Oh, God, I don't know. I probably paid, like, something stupid for, like, a big sharing bottle of something.
I paid over 20 quid.
Yeah, I've definitely paid over 20 quid.
I paid over... No, not even for a sharing bottle. Oh. I paid over 20 quid for like a 440ml, maybe like a 500ml Omnipolo Bianca.
For Bianca. Oh God, those bloody Biancas, they will get you. Biancas will get you.
Because I didn't realise I could just go at this point in time. This is like Brewdog Redding. Yeah. I didn't realise that I could literally just go on Omnipolo's website, or I could order them online for like so much cheaper. Yeah. And I was like, well, this sounds really interesting. And it was like the peanut butter and jelly one. And they also had like the maple one. And I was like, I really want this so bad. And in my brain, I didn't even think to look online because this was pre-COVID. I wasn't even looking online at beers at this point in time. And I was like, that's probably reasonable because this is an import. Sure. If this is what they're charging me, this is obviously reasonable. Like 22, 24 quid later for one can. And like, it was good. But it wasn't like 24 quid good when I realised after the fact that I could get it so much cheaper.
I
would have done a smaller can.
I considered spending $400 on a Sam Adams Utopia.
Yeah, you actually told me.
I considered it. Gordon talked me out of it.
You doubled down on it because you said if I could find one, it didn't matter the price, just buy it.
I would still. I'm not saying that.
You were like, if you can get it, go.
But Gordon talked me out of it, and I regret it. My biggest regret in life is not buying that Sam Adams Utopia.
I genuinely, when I went to that Sam Adams brewery tour, and I actually thought they were going to give us Utopia.
Oh my God, when you sent me
because
that
they took out... I had a Menti B. I was like, I don't know how to handle this. I actually don't know how to handle this.
We're not friends anymore.
Well, you didn't have to worry about it because I got bamboozled. He was like, it's not that. It's something very different. And I was like, oh. But he took the thing out and I was like, no. And I like looked around and like nobody else was phased. And I was like, everyone. And I was like, I didn't expect like my sister or my brother-in-law or Rick to like really get it. Maybe my brother-in-law, but like I didn't really expect everyone to get it. And I'm like looking around like no one else is reacting. And I was like, it's Utopia, guys. And then like when they're like, no, it's something else, I was like, oh. And then he's like, but you can smell what it smelled like if you want. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I sent you the bottle because I thought it was really funny.
No, you just sent me you just sent me a no context picture of the bottle, and I was like, you better not have done.
Don't worry, I did it. It wasn't even an option. It wasn't even like, do you want to pay more for this? Like, not even. I was like, option.
If you've got that, you better be bringing it home to me.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit.
Still not. I mean, I would still pay stupid money for a Utopia.
Okay, we still have 2 beers left.
I have adult money. I know. I have adult money. I'm going to spend my adult money on the things that I want as an adult.
Oh.
And we've still got 2 beers to drink.
2 beers to drink.
Oh.
All right, let's just go to the next one then.
Okay.
I've got some more fun stuff to talk about.
Well, I think you've guessed what my next beer is.
Yeah, I've guessed what you're getting. You've got the barrel-aged one.
Yeah, so I have the barrel-aged version of One Day that I've been hanging on to.
I've been hanging on to
I was like,
mine.
well, I was just like, I need to do these together, and this feels like a celebration where I should do that. So this is One Day, and it has been barrel-aged in Heaven Hill bourbon oak barrels for 32 weeks. I haven't drunk it yet, let me tell you. Oh, it does smell boozy.
I was just like, I can't with everything else we're having. Although, to be fair, our last one's not that high ABV. But
that's nice, mate. That's really good. Oh, it really emphasises the vanilla. So it's a coffee and vanilla stout, in case you don't know what One Day is. And this is, I've just opened bottle 17 of 468.
I don't know what bottle number I have, actually.
I didn't know it had a number on it, but I've just seen it on the label.
I thought I didn't want to be, like, I was literally like, I want to share it with somebody in person. So, like, I wanted to be able to, like, share it with Rick or something and not just drink it all to my face.
So Gordon won't drink this.
That's because Rick will. Rick loves stouts.
And you've got your own, so I can't share it with you. So I'm like, I'm just going to drink it.
But Rick loves stouts, so I feel like it would be really unfair if I was like, this is and I like the side-by-side. And I want to be able to try the side-by-side and then, like, not also be focused on, like, and we're recording stuff. So, like, my brain can multitask, but I'm like, it will be gone before I get a chance to properly, like, analyze it, and I don't want that.
So I can tell you now that the barrel is definitely bringing out more of the vanilla, and it's dulling the coffee a little bit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's also, though, it feels boozier.
It's been aging for like a while as well, though, isn't it? So
yeah, I can't remember when. Well, the best before on the stout was December 23.
God, I forgot how old it was.
So it's got to be 2022, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so it's been in my fridge for a little while. Still delicious.
Yeah, it's a really difficult one with, like, beers like that where you're kind of like, oh, it should potentially last longer. Like, what I really like is how Holy Goat's got, like, the drink fresh or, like, age, it will get funkier.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, Johnny was like, funkier doesn't mean better.
Right.
It just means funkier.
It's
like, it just means weirder and different. And
like, I felt like these have been in my fridge for quite some time. This felt like a celebration. They epitomise some of our funnest episodes, our best friendships, great memories, and this is a celebration. So I decided to crack them out. It is time, and they're still tasting great. So it was
I need to get mine out. I'm thinking maybe, well, I'm going to be away for Christmas, so maybe not. But
bank holiday.
Yeah, bank holiday. Yeah. My choice was Queer Brewing Party Bag for their 6th birthday.
Ooh.
And I kind of wanted to put a sticky note over it that said 5 instead of 6. But then the ABV is 6.66 and I couldn't really do like 5.
Yeah.
So that felt a little bit like, but I feel like there's an obvious reason. There's a first obvious reason why I chose this, but then also I chose it because I think a lot of what we try to do, and maybe we don't always do it right, I don't know, but I feel like we try to really elevate voices that aren't always, we talked about this before, we try to get a variety of voices and not just those that are the majority. We try to make sure we are talking about and championing people that maybe aren't the majority in the beer industry, and we try to look at it from a lens of not the majority in the beer industry. So felt like birthday themed beer by Queer Brewery. Like,
and if we don't get them on, then we try and buy their beer and show and like get you guys to buy their beer as well. So we do what we can.
And Lily took our photo for the book.
She did. And it was really lovely.
It's a really nice photo.
Yeah.
I wish I had a copy of that photo.
I know. I've got a photo. Like,
I wish I had the colour photo.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously it's in the book, but I think it's black and white in the book.
No, I think it's colour in the book.
Is it colour in the book? I can't remember if it's colour or black and white in the book off the top of my head.
It's over here.
It's a really lovely photo. What?
Here's the book.
Whoa, we were in a book.
Oh, and look. Signed by our friend Dr. Christina. Hang on, we're towards the back.
We are, yeah. The most important. save the best for last. I've even got it in my queer brewing glass.
Oh, well done.
Oh, that is really like...
There we are. No, it's in colour. There we are.
Oh, it is in colour. Yeah, I couldn't remember off the top of my head if it was.
No, it's in colour.
It was a really nice photograph.
I have a photograph of me holding the photograph.
I couldn't
at
go.
The book launch because I managed to get to the book launch.
I couldn't because I had to do something else that night and I couldn't cancel it, and that was sad. It was too tight of a timeline. Looking forward, this theme of follow me down this path.
Yes.
Looking at this theme of moving forward, do you have any dream guests? Like, who are your favourite interviews? Who's a dream guest of somebody that maybe we haven't interviewed yet that you would like to interview?
I have like a list of people that I'd love to go on at some point if we can make it happen. I'd love to get Lucy and Lizzie from Closet on.
Yeah.
Love them. Their beer is amazing. I'd love to get them on. I know I've definitely mentioned it to them, but finding the time.
I finally got to turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased about that.
I'd like to get my friend Sophie, who works at Turning Point, on, because she's amazing. I think this would be really interesting, and I just haven't had a chance to talk to them and set it up. But there's a lady called Caitlin who runs the City Arms in Manchester, and I'd love to talk to a woman who runs a pub.
Oh yeah, that would be very. I think that would be very interesting. Let's go to Manchester.
Oh, we should just record.
Let's
in
just
the
go
City
to
Arms.
Manchester. Yeah,
Tom will come.
He's gone.
No, that's his front room. Like, we'll just rock up and he'll be there. Like, we won't even need to.
Oh, so what you're saying is we don't need to pay for accommodation. He'll just sort us out. Is what you're saying on his tab.
Yeah. So those are some people that I'd really like to chat to. I'm sure there's more people that I'd like to chat to. I mean, we need to have Emma back on. She's still our top guest.
Yeah, Emma's still our top guest. We need her back on.
Yeah,
that's that. Like, there's no... I want Ruth to come back on.
Yeah, we need Ruth back on.
Because I just think that would be fantastic.
I mean, she's going to work somewhere new now, so I suppose we can talk to her about her new job.
I mean, if you allow it, but I can't wait for her to...
Yeah, a women's brew is bipartisan.
We actually are.
A women's brew is bipartisan.
Factually, we are.
Yeah.
I would love for her to come back on, especially with like her experience of like a knowledge of the wine, and we talked about like terroir stuff as well, and I think it'd be really interesting because off camera I've like had conversations with her at various points about like terroir of like hops versus, you know, just in general of like when you have like the tastes in grapes for wine, and then you've got like similar type of profiles for hops that are grown like in same areas and stuff. So that was super interesting, and I think that was something that we wanted to set up originally because we thought it'd be really interesting, and then it just, I think planning wise and the logistics needed, arguably it's slightly difficult because having like mini bottles of wine to do the wine aspect of it with the beer aspect, it does feel kind of like it has to be in person. So maybe we all just need to go to one location. Let's go camping. Record camping.
Yeah.
Or in like a yurt or something, a hut. Yeah. Record like in an Airbnb or something, and that would be really cool. Tartarus is another one that I feel like we've said like a few times, like, oh, we got to get them on, and then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The stars haven't aligned properly.
We should get Damo back on.
God, yeah. yes. Let's just take him to Belgium. Let's just...
Damo can take us to Belgium. Yeah, I reckon he knows better places.
He probably knows better places.
We do.
Yeah. We'll meet him in Belgium. Yeah. Tour de guerre. That's what's going to happen. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Favorite interview wise, I think like some of the ones that I've felt the most strongly that I've come away with something like Dr. J.
Yes,
that
so
one.
Good.
The Dr. J one, I've talked about it so many other times on other episodes, but like genuinely, I took learnings from that conversation and I have applied it to my life as a manager and just in general of like how I approach things. That was probably one of the most impactful conversations that I think I've ever had.
I was really pleased that we got to talk to Ash and Ren about Brave Noise.
Really good, that one as well.
That was literally my first week in my current job.
And you got a break to come and have a conversation.
And I just remember being like, I'm really sorry, can I go and just do this thing? and one of my managers was like, that looks like that's way more important than what you should be doing over here. So yes, go do that. That was great. I love that we got to talk to them and that we've got to showcase the Brave Noise stuff. Like, we literally talked about it, and then like, it's one of those things where we talked about it, we didn't know if we could do anything about it, and then I feel like we did make an impact with it.
I think the fact that we got invited to an awards dinner because of the stuff that we did, and I tell people all the time, I'll happily talk to you about it. Like, I'm not affiliated. It's just something that is really important to me, and that we have picked up from like a podcast perspective of finding it really important to talk about. Obviously, we haven't talked about it more recently because it was a limited run. The actual initiative was like only running for a set period of time, but like even after that set period of time, we were still like, let's talk about it. Like, the website's still up. Like, in theory, you could still follow these steps, and it's really important, in my opinion, that like, if you can do that, why aren't you doing it? Like, what's the reason you're not doing it? I don't know. That's something you have to ask yourself and justify to yourself. But yeah, that was something that was really important, and I think that was a really meaningful conversation as well that we had there.
And the fact that I think, like, we're not, I don't think we're great at like tooting our own horn. But, you know, we definitely encouraged at least 2 of those Brave Noise beers into creation because of the conversations that we had, the conversations that you had with people. So, you know, I feel like that's a real achievement of ours. It'd be good if we could brew another beer.
We have to want to make another Brave Noise beer. Do Code of Conduct.
Any beer. Do you remember we brewed our first one? Like, we've talked about this before. We brewed our first one at Heist, and you were just like, "We're never going to do this again." I think we've been involved in 6 or 7.
That one, but to be fair, that one was just one that was a collaboration with us, whereas the other ones were like Brave Noise beers that we've been involved in.
Yeah, but we've done like we've gone and brewed.
I've commercially brewed probably more times than many other people I've had a chance to. And I think I still stand by that. I think that experience gives you something and a whole new appreciation for the end-to-end process. Like, if you've never commercially brewed a beer and it's easy to sit in your armchair and go, why isn't this higher ABV, or why isn't it like that, or what? Like, until you've actually done it and put in the work, like, it's really hard to sit there and be like, why didn't you just do this? So it's a really cool experience that I think if anyone gets the opportunity to go and do that, they should definitely do it. I know that we're very privileged to have been able to know people that would let us do that, and I would 100 times do it all over again as well. So
yeah, but if you can get to like an International Women's Collaboration Brew Day near you, like, do it. There, like, I've said this to Sophie before. I wouldn't be where I am now if it hadn't been for the first International Women's Collaboration Brew Day I went to with Jaga at Wildcard. Like, if I hadn't just been like, she hadn't just been like, I'm opening the doors. If you're a woman interested in beer, come join us. I'd been like, I'm gonna go do that. If I hadn't have done that, there's people that are my friends now that I wouldn't have met. There's contacts that I have now that I wouldn't have known. It was one of the things that put me on my path, that got me into the job I'm in now, that got me into this, like, it got me into this podcast. It got me to meet you. I wouldn't have met you without some of this stuff. You know, we wouldn't be besties.
I think
beer besties.
I think some of the, like, to go back to that point as well, of like, is it more welcoming? I think it's so much more welcoming than maybe it has been historically, because I feel like over the last 5 years, because we've found the spaces that are welcoming. I can certainly say I found my tribe. Like 100%. So like, would I have found this 10 years ago? Like,
no,
probably not.
No,
I think it's really genuinely like, I just see every year it getting like a little bit, maybe just tiny, like some years just tiny, but like just small little things that just build and build and build until you're like, okay, I can see. It's like when you're building a puzzle and you're kind of a bit like, you're putting pieces together, and like every year, just think like every year is a piece. And like year 1, you're like, what the hell is being made? And then you're like, year 2, you've got another piece in. And then year 3, you've got another piece. Year 4, you've got another piece. And like all it takes is just these tiny changes pushing in the right direction that you're like, oh, I can start to see there's a dog in this one. So that's a dog in the back. Like, you know what I mean? You kind of go like,
an Imperial Stout in this one.
There's a pint glass in this. A hot cone. Very cool. And you can kind of start to see it come together a little bit more. And maybe it's just experience and knowledge of being in it. So maybe this would have happened if I spent 10 years ago. If I had spent 5 years doing the same stuff I was doing now, maybe I'd be in the same position and maybe I'd feel the same. Or maybe it's just that the industry is getting a little bit better every year. So,
baby steps.
Baby steps.
I'm just going to keep fighting.
I've got a slightly to the side question. What's the most non-beer thing that you've ever wanted to try on the podcast? And is there anything you'd be keen to do that you didn't think that you don't think that I'd be keen to do?
I think the taro and beer thing was pretty out there.
Really? I thought that would be cool though.
I mean, it was cool. I think it was cool, but I was just like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go down. But I'm really glad that I did it, and that we had Courtney on.
But is there anything that like now you're like, oh, that would be a really cool thing to try to incorporate, but like you're not sure that it would work, or you're not sure I'd be interested?
Don't know. I often feel like I talk about my journaling stuff and I talk about books and things. I went through a little phase of pairing books and beer. I think the only thing with that is, like, very pleased with where my beer stash is at, actually. But there was a point where it was difficult because I had to pick a beer from the stash because it was so big that I was like, I can't buy a beer to go with these books. And sometimes what I had in the stash wasn't as appropriate as it wasn't quite right. So maybe I'll go back to that at some point. But I feel like my beer journaling and my book stuff's quite niche.
It's hard to bring to a podcast format. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'd be I would follow your lead, but I don't know how we would.
We have also talked about doing a Buffy podcast every now and then.
We did.
How can we pair that with beer? Because that would be. How can we get Buffy into it?
We talked about starting an entirely different podcast.
Buffy's coming back, man. Like because we got time to do a whole other podcast.
We don't know.
Buffy's on the way back. Everybody,
maybe fingers crossed. We don't know.
They're filming. So.
But I love the fact that I wasn't even going to mention that. That was something that we definitely did talk about. I think something that I've wanted to do that I know that is probably more niche to me versus you is like gaming in beer. And I feel like D&D and beer or gaming and beer, like it would be really fun to do something like that, or like record something where we're doing a D&D like one shot with beers, or something that's like the theme of the one shot has to revolve around something that's beer related, or board games and beer. Or I think even like something I talked about like would be interesting would just be like live streaming, like trying to do a Twitch stream or something. But I don't have enough confidence and knowledge in it. I've tried doing a Twitch thing before and I'm like, I don't understand how this works. I think I'm just slightly too old to do it. So I'm like, but I did think it would be like the idea I thought would be fun would be like going to a bar, hanging out and letting people pick what you're drinking on the menu. But there's concerns around like safety and like those aspects where it's like I hadn't worked out how that aspect would work, but I thought it'd be really cool to have like other people be like, cool, drink this one next and drink that one next, and then just like pass the time. But it's because I watch a lot of IRL streamers and I think, oh, that's really cool because it helps you feel like you're in the space that this IRL streamer is, walking around this area and whatever else. And I think like, oh, if there's other people that can't come to London and I can go to London and I can be like, and this is a pub in London and this is what this is like, and okay, cool, like what should I drink next? And then somebody's like, try that thing and tell me about it. Like, I thought that would be cool, but I feel like, yeah, there's a whole set of risks that come with that.
Yeah there's various different things that we could do. Have we got the time to do it? No, we have not.
And that's it. So I'm like, these things would be really cool, and then I'm like, but also
I don't have the time to do the things I do need to do. So, but you know, listeners, if you've got things you want us to do, let us know.
I've got some final bits, but should we crack open the last beer?
Let's do our last beer. So this is a tribute to the idea that started the whole thing. We have got vanilla ice cream pastry stout from Yonder. It is an ice cream beer.
Scoopy.
It's not a pale. It's not a pale ale.
It's a stout.
We did ice cream pale ales. It's a stout, but it's the best we could do. Best we could get
in this current climate.
That we thought was a tribute to the idea that started it all.
R.I.P. Top Rope. But yeah,
oh man, those Cold Stone cream ice cream is so good, so good. All right.
I thought I'd use this glass that you brought back for me
because it's
really pretty, and it represents a gift that you gave me.
I've just used my.
You're like, I also gave me this glass as well.
I've just used my Indie Man glasses.
Oh, you also gave me those glasses. Thank you.
I did. I gave you those as well. Just enabling your glass habit.
It's so bad.
This smells so good.
It smells.
You know how like people marshmallow. Cheers. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I do get like the aftertaste is definitely vanilla ice cream.
Like that vanilla ice cream, like just kind of blossoms in your mouth.
I gotta do that technique, but this technique.
Oh, we're gonna do that. Okay, let's see if we can spit it out. So I'm gonna while Tori does it, I will read it. I'll tell you how you do it. Right. So you have to hold your nose.
Yeah. Oh, my nose ring.
Take a sip. You gotta take a sip. Hold it in your mouth. Pinch your nose while you swallow. And then breathe out. Let go your nose and breathe out.
It is like
proper vanilla.
It is vanilla, but it's almost like there's almost a bit of nuttiness in it as well. Like when I think of it is the Mr. Whippy like ice cream cones, or like just a vanilla ice cream cone that has like some of the nuts and like chocolate sauce. That's what it for me. Even though it's vanilla ice cream, I feel like I'm getting that nutty, like tiny bit of like those teeny tiny bitty nuts, and it's maybe like a bit of hot sauce.
It's like a chocolate and nut cornetto.
Yes, exactly that. It is like that.
Yeah,
it do be like that.
It do be like that.
It do be like that sometimes, and this is the time. It's great. It's really enjoyable. Actually,
this was a good choice for our ice.
This is great.
Yeah,
this one's good. Moving on to predictions. What would you like us to achieve in the next 5 years? Predictions, wishful thinking, what do you think we can achieve?
I mean, do we reckon we could get an award? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? No.
Do I reckon we can get an award? No.
No. It'd be nice if we could. We'd love an award. Anybody want to give us an award? Anybody?
I'd like to be nominated again. I'd like to be shortlisted
again. Let's be shortlisted again.
Shortlisting feels nice. Winning feels like a lot of pressure. So if I
then we can say we're an award-winning podcast.
Yeah, but then it would feel like people would probably think we were making it up. We'd be like, there's a lot of really good people out there. I have imposter syndrome, so I'd be like, I'm not one of those people. But I'll try. But if that's what you want to manifest for us, manifest that for us.
I want us to win an award in the next 5 years as well.
I want us to be shortlisted for another award in the next 5 years.
We've done that already. We've got to move on. We've got to win the award now.
I want to be double shortlisted for an award.
Fine.
Anything else? I'd like to brew another beer again.
Yeah, I'd like to brew another beer. That'd be
cool. As
cool.
Just us, not like.
And I'm not like I know there are breweries out there that have said like, oh, let's come brew with us. We would love to. It's coordinating our time between the two of us to get us both in the same place at the same time.
I'm mostly free. I'll come brew on behalf of both of us.
I mean, we've been. I don't know if we've really shouted about this, but we were put in the top 10 beer podcast.
This was recent.
UK beer podcast by FeedSpot in 2025.
Yeah, that was cool.
And we were put in the top 45 women's UK podcasts by FeedSpot. So that was cool.
Thank you, FeedSpot. That was great.
That was nice.
You told me about that. You were like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this. And I was like,
yeah, got an email.
That's very cool. For me, outside of what you've said, I think
you need to do some beer judging.
Yeah, maybe try that. I would like us to go abroad somewhere together.
Yes.
Whether that's the Tour de Gueuze, or to Dublin.
Yeah.
Or to somewhere. I would love to go to Dublin. So somewhere that's relatively easy to get to. That would be fun. So I think I'd like to record more like in person on location stuff. Yeah. So I think more of that would be cool. So I asked ChatGPT what it thought our future held.
Okay.
Do you want to hear what the next 5 years? Okay. So ChatGPT's predictions. Take some of this with a pinch of salt because I'm like, girl. So a big guest moment. So this is your finally. So I did have this write it up all in a way where it was like a fortune teller was reading our future, but then I'd have to play the fortune teller, and it stressed me out. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna read the itemized list.
If we're gonna have a big guest. Is it me finally meeting James Masters? It turns out that he's been listening to our podcast so that he can learn about beer, and we're going to invite him in and we're going to talk about Buffy with James Masters. And then me and him are best friends. Is that what happens?
The breakdown does say you'll finally land an interview you've been dreaming about for years. Maybe a brewer you admire, a pioneering woman in the industry, or someone who's just outside the beer world but has surprising links to it. It'll feel like a milestone, and listeners will call it one of your best episodes yet.
Oh,
so maybe he'll open up like a bar.
Some beer stuff. He needs some beer stuff. I mean,
he'll open up a bar and he'll be like,
buy a bar. He needs to be I feel like he needs to be listening to us to learn about beer. Maybe for a role. Maybe he's learning about beer for a role.
Maybe. So maybe.
And obviously, we're the best podcast to listen to about that.
Yeah, but all we do is educate.
Maybe it's Sarah Michelle Gellar. Maybe she needs to listen and learn about beer for the new Buffy reboot. Let's jam on. Let's have her on.
I mean, I wouldn't say no. Like, I'm not you're saying it like I'm like, absolutely not. I mean, yeah, reality-wise, we're taking that with a pinch of salt. The second prediction is your first collab beer. Obviously, we've brewed a collab.
We've done that already. Our next collab beer, yeah.
But it says a local brewery or even one abroad will team up with you to brew a limited edition A Woman's Brew birthday beer. Something playful, meaningful, and drinkable that reflects your personalities. Maybe a 2-part collab series. 1 beer Joanne, 1 beer Tori. That's just blenders.
Yes.
Mine can be a chocolate cake or like some type of cake, and then yours could be I'd go chocolate cake, and then yours is like a cherry sour, and then
mine's
like
have to be fruit. Raspberry, please.
Raspberry, and then it can be some type of like chocolate fruit situation.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or mine's like a vanilla birthday cake, and then yours is like the fruit one, and then you mix them together, and it's like a British birthday cake.
Ooh,
just saying, blenders here for it. So that's the second prediction. Biggest listener community. The podcast will grow into a more active community, perhaps through live tastings, an online Discord / Facebook group, or a listener's beer pick of the month feature. You'll feel that strong two-way connection deepen. I think we've thought about building a community, and then we were like, oh my god, already the amount of, and it costs money as well for some of this stuff.
Yeah, we love you guys, but it's a lot of work.
And then you think about like, to make sure that it's the safest space possible, it means like you need to moderate, and then it's like so it's just, there's so many things to make sure that it is the right space, that we've thought about it, and then we're like, I don't think that at this point in time this is going to work. So maybe in future, maybe in the next 5 years, but we will see. A live show or festival appearance. You'll record a live episode, whether at a tap room, beer festival, or even birthday celebration, giving listeners a chance to be part of the fun in person. It'll be chaotic in the best way possible.
That's 100% doable.
We have been asked to do live stuff, but the problem is when we've been asked to do live stuff, it's been such short notice that it's like we can't turn it around that quick. Like, just with our schedules, we've not been able to be like, yes, turn it around and get something prepared and in a way that we're happy with in time. So that is doable. It's something we definitely could.
It's something we've talked about and we would definitely like to do. It needs
the
to be
right
done the right
thing
way.
needs to come up in the right timescale. Explore beyond beer. You'll dip your toes into related areas, maybe cider, cocktails, a rise of alcohol-free craft drinks, without losing your beer focus. So I think we've done that. That's a bit like
ChatGPT, we have done that.
We've done it. Breaking a personal record, whether it's most downloads in a single month, longest recording session, oops, or your first episode. I mean, this could be this one.
This could be this one. This is going to be pretty long.
Say no more. We've done it. Smash that one.
Tick.
An unexpected adventure, you'll end up covering a topic or traveling somewhere you never would have predicted, something that feels slightly out of your comfort zone at first, but ends up shaping into one of your most beloved episodes. So overall, year 6 will feel like a leveling up year. You'll still be yourselves, fun, nerdy, passionate, but with more visibility, bigger collaborations, and a stronger community. Think of it as more moving from a kid's birthday party energy to teenager with big plans energy. I like to think like, maybe probably more than that, like more just teenager with big plans. But so that was that piece. How do you feel about what it's predicted for us?
I feel like some things
doable we've done.
Definitely some of it we've done. Some of it's definitely doable. In the next year, in the next 5 years, maybe some of it.
Okay, we'll see what we achieve in the next 5 years. It will be fun. Do you think we'll still be here in 5 years?
As you say, I think we'll keep doing it as long as we find it fun and we've got the time to do it.
That's true. It might just turn into just us having chats. So that'll be as it is. All right. And my final ChatGPT specialty.
Okay.
So I asked, the prompt was, could you explain a Women's Brew podcast as if it were a person? And I said, you can either... Yeah. And I said, but as if it were a 5-year-old. I said, if a Women's Brew podcast was a 5-year-old, describe it. Okay. This could either be as Tori and Joe, as one person, or as a set of twins.
Okay.
So it's done both, actually. So basically, option 1, which is a blended personality of us. Okay. This is my favourite one. I read it to Rick before we recorded because I know he'll never listen this far in. If a Women's Brew were a single 5-year-old, that should be that curious, chatty kid at the party who keeps asking why about everything. They'd proudly wear mismatched clothes covered in glittery beer stickers, drag a toy microphone everywhere, and insist on giving 30-minute speech about dinosaurs and hops before cake is served. Nice. They're clever beyond their years and still gleefully silly, running around offering juice boxes to everyone and calling them craft sodas. They'd be endlessly sociable, a little mischievous, and the kind of child who befriends every grown-up in the tap room. How do you feel about our blended personality? Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, I think that sounds accurate. Yeah.
What if I could top that by saying, here's us as a set of twins? Okay. This is our 5-year-old twin personas. Okay. So it's given me first. So it's me, the more adventurous, cheeky one. She's the 5-year-old who climbs the jungle gym first, declares she's opening a lemonade stand, but secretly plans to ferment it, and proudly tells everyone at the party why her imaginary beer collection is superior. She's full of stories, playful sass, and big imaginative ideas. So that's me. Okay. Yours is the Joanne twin, the thoughtful and detail-oriented sibling. She's the one organising the crayons by colour before drawing a perfect doodle of a beer glass, asking everyone at the party if they've tried the birthday cake yet, and patiently explaining the rules of the board game to everyone else. She's caring, insightful, and balancing her siblings' chaos with grounded warmth. Together, the twins are inseparable. One starting the wild adventure, the other making sure everyone is having fun and gets home safe.
That sounds accurate.
I think it does sound accurate. And I didn't say, like, this was before I gave it our Instagrams. This is before I did anything. I was just like, do this podcast. These are the 2 twins. Like, so I didn't really feed it the information on that. And I felt like it was good.
That's pretty accurate.
Then it said, do you want a birthday scene? So this is the icing on the cake, so to speak. Haha. No pun intended. It said, do you want a birthday scene for the party? And I said, yeah, obviously.
Obvs.
So here's what it's come up with. The party theme is Beer Garden Wonderland. bunting made from old beer labels, hop vines twisted around the swings, and balloons shaped like pint glasses bobbing in the breeze. Instead of juice boxes, the kids have fancy labeled cupcakes of craft... fancy labeled cups of craft squash, and every guest leaves the party bag filled with stickers, bottle caps, and a tiny packet of malt. Obviously. At the centre of it all is the cake, a towering, slightly wobbly 5-layer creation. Each layer is filled with a different flavour that tells the story of the podcast. Chocolate stout, lemon saison, raspberry sour, coffee porter, and right at the top, a classic vanilla sponge, because sometimes simple is perfect. It's frosted in buttercream, the colour of pale ale, with sparkly sugar hops scattered around it like confetti. The birthday kids, whether one mischievous 5-year-old or the twin duo of Tori and Joanne, are having the time of their lives. Tori is bouncing between tables, insisting everyone try the hop-shaped cookies she helped make, mostly by licking the spoon. She's also started a guess the beer flavour game with jelly beans at the party. Joanne is making sure everyone has a slice of cake, carefully arranged with the party favours, and explaining the rules of pin the hops on the brewery. To a group of slightly confused grown-ups. Past podcast guests show up in the form of quirky characters at the party, like the brewer who knows magic tricks, pulling bottle openers from behind people's ears, or the hop farmer auntie who brought a piñata shaped like a mash tun. Listeners are there too, cheering the twins on, joining in a sing-along of happy birthday with a cheeky and many beers more at the end. The whole vibe is chaotic but joyful, the kind of party where everyone leaves sticky with frosting, clutching a balloon, and feeling like they've been part of something special. And when it's time to blow out the candles, the podcast, 5 years old and full of cheeky wisdom, makes a wish for another 5 years of discovery, laughter, and plenty of good beer.
Ah, I love it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So that was it. That was all of it.
I loved it. So
it was really wholesome, ChatGPT.
That was, yeah, that was really, I really liked it. That was really good. All right, so that's our 5th birthday, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. It's a very long one.
For 5 years. Yeah, it was a long one.
Hopefully we'll cut out all the stuff that's like, forget that stuff.
That's going to take me ages to edit.
Well, top question.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you think was a blooper we cut out that you think now's the time to share that we've done?
I mean, I have been threatening to, trying to gather all the pieces together is a bit of a nightmare, so I haven't done it. And I lost a lot of our raw footage because I had a hard drive die. But we've definitely got some bits that we've cut out or where we weren't fully recording properly, where, you know, we've done some massive burps and things.
I think I've just got all the swearing and yours is the burping.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some outtakes, and there were definitely times where we've had a little rant about something, and
then we're like, "Calm down, we're adults.
Right.
It's fine."
Then we'll get back to what we're
cut
actually
recording. Fantastic.
Generally, we don't have to cut a lot out.
No, it's just the in the sense of time, what tangents make it and what tangents don't.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, there you go.
So that is 5 years. Tori, if people want to suggest to you what we should be doing in our next 5 years, where can they get hold of you?
Yeah, if you want to talk about topics, if you've got any more questions, I mean, my husband's the MVP. He submitted a million questions. If you have any other topics you want us to talk about, submit your questions, even if I don't have a Instagram post up, because I think, for example, the question Jamie submitted could have been probably a whole episode conversation itself, or I can always add your questions to the question jar if it's a timeless question. So
tell all tankard is what we called it last time.
I think that's the last time we called it, was a tell all tankard. That was good. But yeah, feel free to submit any questions. Tell us what you want to hear about. Who's that guest that you think should be the one that's the biggest guest that we try to have on? Let us know. You could find me on Instagram at adventures_in_hoptimism. You can email me at adventuresinhoptimism@gmail.com, or you can go on my blog, which sometimes gets updated, sometimes I don't. That's why I don't write a novel, adventuresinhoptimism.com. If you want to reach out to Joe and I, feel free to ask questions. Send the questions directly to our Instagram, which is A Woman's Brew. We're also A Woman's Brew on Facebook. You can email us in your questions, or as we talked about with our series, sometimes we go over news articles or, any of that. If there's a news article or a current event you want us to talk about and cover, send a link to it. We're a Women's Brew podcast at gmail.com, or you can follow any of our audio stuff goes up and our video stuff goes up on our website, which is a woman's brew pod.beer, which is a woman's brew pod pod.beer. Jo, if people want to hear more from you about who's the guest that you want to have on, who is this person you're talking about, please tell us more.
Come and ask me questions, come and tell me who you want us to have on the podcast. You can find me, I am Love Beer Learning, on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, but you're pretty much going to find me on Instagram. You can come to my website, which is getting overhauled. It's probably just going to be a blog from soon on, and that is lovebeerlearning.co.uk, or you can email me lovebeerlearning@gmail.com. all right, well, happy 5th birthday to us. Thanks for listening. Well done for listening all the way to the end of this.
You get a special bonus
as well. Yeah, gold stars to all of you listeners. So, happy birthday to us. Cheers.
Cheers.